As they're back in action after their spring break trip to Austin, the friendly confines of the Frost Bank Center will welcome the Dallas Mavericks. Tip tonight will be at 7 o'clock. In football news, Leighton Vander Esch has retired from his NFL career. He was recently released by the Dallas Cowboys. Drafted in 2018, he played 6 seasons, earning 1 Pro Bowl.
How good you want to be? From play one to the last play, we fighting. Today's about opportunity and character. We got a chance to come out here and play football. It's a blessing. Hey, every season is full of defining moments. Let's make this day a defining moment for us in our quest. Let's go, baby.
This is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star with Rob Thompson and the managing editor of Blogging the Boys, RJ Ochoa. Now, here are the guys.
Hey, gather around. We got a bunch to talk about. It is the Morning Huddle. He's RJ. I'm Rob. Hence the huddle. We have our head coach and on the side there, Easy Edwin Hefner driving this boat. Good morning, RJ. How are you on this small Wednesday, big Tuesday?
Hey, yo, Robert. I'm feeling kind of sassy today.
Well, I'm glad you are.
Have you ever felt sassy? At any point in your life, ever?
Rarely. Not this early. But hey, if you can be sassy at 6 a.m., earn it. You know what I mean? So
I wish I had a sash that said sassy, so I could be sashy.
Well, you need some lotion, and maybe you can get some of that sash off you. It's Tourney Day. It is we are here. Spend some time on the tournament. There'll be a lot of basketball talk today. Spurs back in business off of spring break. The Mavericks in town. Kyrie still would like to thank God for his golden left hand and the running left-handed hook that took down the Nuggets the other night. We're going to look around the league, too. We're going to offer our condolences and send flowers to John Collins of the Utah Jazz. Has anybody seen the Anthony Edwards thorough destruction of poor John Collins?
He is something different now. I mean, that was posterized is no longer a thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's got
I don't know right. I don't know what it is. It's like you know, instead of like you just got posterized, it's like you just got instantly made into content. I don't know. But, yeah, exactly. This was massive. So
I want you to consider the fact that one left with a concussion and the other with a broken hand or a bad finger. I mean, I've seen some thorough destruction, but that was as bad as it gets. Poor John. Or actually good news. He's going to live forever.
Right. That's true. That's a good spin on you. So if he's feeling down on himself, you up says, Rob, I'm pretty down.
Well, he can call Craig Elo. He can call, what's his name? Brian, who was the Utah Jazz that got picked? Another Utah Jazz on the list of infamous play recipients. Who's the one that Michael pushed off to hit the closing jumper to beat the Jazz in the finals? I forget his name, but I can picture him.
He's that important in history. Well,
Craig Elo for the Cleveland Cadavers back in the day with Michael's hanging jump shot. I mean, you get to live forever. Brian Russell, that's who it was.
What I think's made this worse is how into it Ant was. Did you see his quote about this?
Yes.
His quote, it gives me chills, man, because I always dreamed of dunking on somebody like that.
Well, go back and
look, you're the donkey, and it's embarrassing enough. You know what I'm saying? And then this dude's out here, like you come out, the locker room, you check your phone, and everyone's like blowing you up, and then it's like, dude, this guy is even dragging you in the comments.
Choose your choice of embarrassment. You get crossed up at half court by Allen Iverson.
Easily.
Where you are cracked and you're on the ground and like alone, where you literally get broken ankles, or dunked on like that. Which would be the more embarrassing moment for you? Because I put it to you, my ankles being cracked and laying on the ground is far worse than getting yammed on by a dude who can touch the top of the box.
No, I think there's something different, even to the like physical disparity between somebody who's elevated and somebody who's not. Mm-hmm. Right? Like they just there's like a literal, sense of overpowering. And so I would much rather get crossed over, because like the crossing over thing is like, but me, the sad thing is I've been yammed on. I've been dunked on. I've never been concussed, but I felt like I have been. So I've survived some of those,
But when I look back in my memory of my most embarrassing moments on the basketball court, getting dunked on doesn't really register. I mean, I remember a few of them, but I remember very specifically moments where I was like staggered to the ground, cracked. So
what about like the Harden cross up, step back?
See, that kind of stuff
in your face
gives me shivers.
when you're on the ground.
As a one-on-one defender, that's the kind of stuff that gave me shivers. As a let's just say I was defined as a I had 3-foot quickness. So the one-on-one stuff always terrified me. So that kind of stuff was awful. Getting dunked on. If you're a defensive guy, if you've ever played any defense, getting dunked on, man, it just happens. That's just, these guys are huge. They jump high.
What's the opposite end of that spectrum for you? Like but within the range of your physical athletic
the most
ability.
beautiful thing that I could do offensively, a curl around jump shot, getting a down pick when I could come up and just spin and catch the ball perfectly, bring it up, and you can just feel, it's going in by the time you've caught the ball. You already know it's going, man. There's no better feeling in the world when the pick is perfect, the ball is right there, you turn, the basket's as big as a hula hoop, you see the girls just on the other side, you're going to show them something right then, dude. I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
My version of that is way more mild because I don't have the athletic prowess that you do, but in 7th grade, everybody's heard of Meshach Rivas. If you're south of the age of 35, dude was a whole different kind of athlete way back in the 2007-ish kind of era. And, not trying to put myself in a certain box or anything, but this was the A team against the B team, and Meshach was obviously on the A team. So I was defending. I forget who, but Meshach was running point. And I was just keeping my eyes on him, and Meshach tried to, pass the ball, and I just picked him off and took it all the way back for a layup. And everybody was like,
"Who's this Ochoa kid?"
Yeah, he just picked off Meshach. And but it was one of those like returns where like nobody even ran me down. So like I ran back up the court all by myself, just trying not to make it too big of a deal. But it was, I should have hung it up right there.
That's the greatness. That's why you play.
Exactly.
We all remember game moments, but it's those practice moments.
Tell the kids that this week. You should give a speech to every team competing this week and say, that's why you play. That's why you lace them up.
That's why we lace them up, boys. Check out my pyramid of greatness behind us. Tighten those shoes up, young men. We got work to do. I'm saying that to our listeners as well. Let's do some stuff. First of all, it's been a minute since I've had some things to give away.
Wow.
And I think I've got, Edwin, do I have things to give away today?
Besides
March
advice?
30th boxing giveaway.
Okay, we got some boxing coming.
Okay.
So who has the stained tickets?
That's the Blitz.
Damn it.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to write
really
a strongly worded letter to the program director. Memo to self.
That dude.
Memo to self. Give away the Stain tickets to our morning brigade.
Can you name a Stain song?
I think I can. Because the band, when you hear Stain, you're thinking, but I remember their hit didn't sound like the name of the band.
Well,
if I'm correct.
Okay.
It was a little bit softer than something called Stained.
Wow. Well,
but
okay,
I could be wrong. But they are coming with Daughtry.
Hey, I can name a lot of Daughtry songs.
Isn't he an idol?
He definitely competed. I don't know if he won.
Well, but we don't even have those tickets, so let's not talk about them. That's the Blitz's prerogative. We have boxing championship tickets or championship boxing tickets, depending on your level of ADHD. I'm going to give away some tickets, and I'll tell you a whole thing about it. Coming back, let's look at the Spurs as they're off spring break, and they've got an assignment. It's called Luka and Kyrie. The tips gets after 7. The talk starts next. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by NCAA Auto Group. and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, I'm Dr. Andrew Mueller, the Chief Oral Surgeon at Doctors Implants. I would say if you have major issues with 4 or more teeth, and a major issue, like a root canal is a major issue, a crown is a major issue. If you have that going on with 4 or more teeth, or maybe you have periodontal disease or something else like that, this is something you should come talk to us about. It's something you should know more about.
Teeth were cracking, teeth were popping out. It hurt my personality because I love to smile. Literally, if you're sitting on the fence, call now. Don't wait. The difference is amazing. It's changed my life, and it will change yours too.
Now servicing San Antonio and Central Texas. Receive a complimentary doctor's consultation and CT scan when you call 210-640-0000. Again, that's 210-640-0000.
Mother 6-hour smile. Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and more. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
The Basketball Madness is back at Twin Peaks this Thursday and Friday. Join us for a full court live broadcast with the lovely ladies at Twin Peaks. This Thursday, we're live from 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks at Days of Allah. And then Friday, we'll be doing it again live from 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks Live Oak.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Meet Cheryl. Hey, she's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at Salsa Night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket, just like our customer Jeremy.
I'm the singer and guitarist in a band, and I use my Cricket phone for everything. It's basically like another band member.
Don't miss a single beat. Switch today and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. Must bring your number to Cricket on up to a $60 a month voice plan depending on device. Select models only while supplies last. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See store for details.
Head over to Hulu this March, where our new shows and movies will keep you streaming all month long. Catch the acclaimed movie All of Us Strangers, starring Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott. Stream the new Hulu original limited series We Were the Lucky Ones with Joey King and Logan Lerman. And don't forget about Grey's Anatomy. Every Grey's episode ever is now streaming on Hulu. So, what are you waiting for? Go stream something new on Hulu.
Check out the 2024 Basketball Mayhem at sasportstar.com. Enter your best bracket for the chance to win an incredible $1 million prize at sasportstar.com.
Hey, huddle up. Hey, and while you're doing that, go check us live. We are broadcasting around the world on our YouTube channel. Get there. And I'm amazed pretty consistently at all you guys out there that are not even close to where we are. I mean, all over the world, literally all over the country. Thanks so much for dialing in. Everybody who's there, wave hello. How you do that? Jump on the brigade, say howdy, say something. Sound off like you got a pair. You want to talk to us, you can call us from wherever you are. 210-656-3776. See, 3776 is ESPN to you and me. ESPN. Now, my wife, a teacher, had a girl named Espy about 4 years ago.
Okay, you ever heard the name? I've never seen a person with the name, but I've heard people reference it. Absidy.
Absidy, yeah, I've heard of that.
ABCD,
Absidy,
yeah.
latex. But she did have Espy, ESPY, and it was because of ESPN and the award.
All right.
I think it had something to do with conception. Like when let's count back. Hey, it was the night of the ESPYs.
Good times.
That's why my middle son Arbor Day. Arby, we call him.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
The Spurs are back.
They are? Who?
Well, I mean, if you look at their kind of pro basketball reference page, they haven't gone anywhere. They've been playing home games left and right these days.
They have, and I got to get over it. I was out yesterday at an HEB, and two things happened yesterday. One, I felled a tree. I'm a lumberjack. I wore flannel just because I am, in fact, a lumberjack. I held a chainsaw. It wasn't actually running at the moment I held it, but I was amongst those that were. And I watched that happen. And two, I was at an HEB at my local Leon Springs, and the guy that was helping pump gas said, "Hey, lay off Trey Jones," just through the glass. Like I couldn't even see him. Literally,
Good for him.
I'm getting gas on the way out, and I'm like, "Hey, man, let me get," because I have a terrible habit. And he's been pretty cool with me in the past, but you never know who's behind the glass. And I go pay for my stuff, and he's like, "Hey, man, have a good one. And by the way, be nice to Trey Jones."
Did you do a walk of shame?
No,
Back
I
to the
turned and
car?
I flipped him off.
Well, you should
Gave him the
acknowledge-
bird.
You should acknowledge that you are
Everybody took what I said about Trey the wrong way. That's
so
not
true. Don't
what
do
I
this.
meant.
Nah, don't gaslight
I was
us.
proud
No.
of what he did. He
No,
just
you were
went
like-
about
you-
it the
you were like,
wrong
he needs
way.
to do more. He needs to find a way. He needs to get the best out of Wemby. He needs to distribute the ball. It was all
Yes.
this stupid
And-
stuff.
and I will
You were
continue with
proven
that.
wrong. disagree with you. It's okay, man. We all have bad taste.
Well,
you know what I mean?
well,
Just churn out a new
sorry,
one.
Trey. I didn't mean to be so hard on you, and I had no idea you needed so many people to take up for you.
The problem is that you fawn over other Spurs for the most mild things. And so the balance, it doesn't exist. Like Blake, ties his shoes and you're like, oh my gosh, have you ever seen this before? Have you ever seen, like, wow. So, maybe just.
You know what? You are kind of right. I will give you that I've probably been a little bit more.
You were.
I haven't been difficult. I haven't been tough on Trey, and I don't think Pop has. There's just some things that as the team grows, you have to grow with it, and your responsibilities lie in certain places. Tonight, for example, I wouldn't want to get the call to get Kyrie, but he's going to get it. I mean, you're going to have to go get one of the hotter players in the league tonight. It's going to be a fun one-on-one matchup because Wemby is coming in hot, Kyrie's coming in feeling good about himself, and Luka is still Luka.
I think the Mavs are coming in feeling good in general.
Yeah.
So coming off I was thinking about this, easily their best win since the All-Star break.
Easily.
Right? Would you say that the Brooklyn win, the home win, I'm not over it. You dragged me down into this. Like now I'm in the muck of, pettiness. But would you say the Brooklyn win was the Spurs' best one since the All-Star break? Not that there's a lot to choose from.
When did we play Minnesota? When was that win? It's been the best win
Minnesota
since that one.
Was before the All-Star break. The one that the last second win.
Oh, man, it's been that long. Wow.
Well, the only other one that is a contender in my mind that like for best win since the break was the Thunder win.
That, you know what? I'm thinking Minnesota, but in my mind, it's the Thunder game. You're right. That Thunder won about a week and a half ago, 10 days.
That was it was a little bit
because we went to when was the Sacramento game? Was the Sacramento after when Malachi gave a game away?
Yeah, but then they bounced back and beat Golden State. But you can't tell me the best one of the season is without Wemby. As cool as it was, you can't. So I think the Thunder win is up there, but Sunday against Brooklyn is definitely up there
because it was fun and they had fun and they withstood errors.
Yeah. So in that sense, then there's an argument at the very least. So there's an argument that you've got the Spurs coming off their best one since the break, the Mavs coming off their best one since the break, the Spurs looking to salvage just the bare minimum off the rest of the season, the Mavs looking to avoid the play-in tournament. Like there's kind of some low-key high stakes tonight, and that makes it fun as well, especially because my man, our man, your not man, Trey Jones, is going to show up. I will declare Trey Jones will leave you satisfied tonight.
I have no reason to think he won't, but he's got a pickup tonight.
This is his biggest night ever, right?
Well,
is that fair to say?
No.
I mean, well, dude,
let's not do too much. Let's not make it more than it is.
I'm saying in the NBA, this is his biggest opportunity today.
What kind of TV we on tonight?
Bali.
It's just our RSN, just the local stuff.
Yeah.
Well, then it can't. How 7. Big could it be,
dude? See, like here you come again. Like,
well, no, I want him to be successful on the big stage, baby.
I'm trying to hype this game up. Like you got again 2 teams coming in hot for if we have to really stretch the definition of the word hot to get the Spurs under the umbrella, and 2 superstars, 2 global superstars in Wemby and Luka. Are you aware of how hot specifically Luka is? Because this
getting like 35 a night. I mean, he is what he's doing.
34.4.
We're lost in it. We lost in what Luka has been. This magnificent robot of just hoop. He's so fun to watch. You forget how good he is. How many assists is he getting a game? He's like almost at a double, right?
He's averaging 9.7 assists per game. So,
and how many rebounds? I mean, he's still got an opportunity with the time left in the season to average triple double, right?
He does. I don't think he has a chance to even really enter the MVP conversation. But if they finish like hot, I mean, you never know. But I mean, either way. But the problem is that Luka's like hot. And then you got Kyrie coming off the like most just incredible, but the like moment of the NBA, although Ant did his best to kind of take that mantle last night. So, I mean, this is a chance to impress, I think, for the Spurs. And there aren't many of those left across the rest of the season. There's the back-to-back against Phoenix. I'll be there on Saturday night, by the way.
Oh, rock and roll.
Anybody is, you want to bump this. But so there's that. There's the game in Denver to start the month of April. And then there's the final game at Oklahoma City right near the end of the regular season. So this is this is the biggest, outside of maybe the Phoenix games, the biggest last home game of the season.
Well, as we look forward to Wemby tonight, he has not had the best success against the Mavs. He's averaging 27 minutes. Well, he got 27 in the last meeting, 26, 9, and 5. He's averaging 27 and 3, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks against the Mavs. So not the best numbers, although pretty ridiculous for a rookie. And the kid's got him kind of figured out. I think that I know at least in one game he was tired and didn't play a whole lot. So the expectation is they're off spring break. They have an assignment due. Hopefully they've sobered up after their Guadalupe and 6th Street exploits and are ready to go to work tonight as we welcome back to the Frost Center and we can put to bed all of that. Trey was ACC Defensive Player of the Year, Rudolph. I agree. He's going to have to lock down Kyrie, who has over the years delighted in taking care of Pop. He's a Spur killer. Kawhi has taken care of us more than once.
It's an uncomfortable subject.
Well, we endeavor to make you more comfortable. We endeavor to keep you entertained as well. Coming around the corner, we say goodbye to LB He. Do we have a Wolf Hunter call? And it looks by evidence that contract restructuring from Dak went directly to Rico. We're talking about Cowboys activity, so we'll set aside 30 seconds of the next 15 minutes to delve deep into all the activity of the Dallas Cowboys. Then we'll look around the rest of the league, see where everybody is landing. Hold on. NFL talk coming your direction, and it won't be any fun unless you're with us. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's coming. It's almost here.
A 15 seed will head to the Elite Eights.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is your home for college basketball's national championship.
On their way to their 12th national title game.
68 teams, Sweet 16, Elite 8, the Final Four. One winner takes all. Hear it all on your home for March Madness. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, presented by Westwood One.
At BetUS.com, why do we care about a college basketball tournament every March, where bets mean everything? Because it's March Mania, where glory triumphs and anything can happen, where underdogs can make or break our hearts. Because it's March Mania, where brackets are broken and buzzers are beaten. And there's always been a sportsbook there for you and your best buds. Because it's March Mania. BetUS has been with you through 30 marches together. And like any good six-man, we've always had your back. And because it's March, BetUS.com is matching the mania with a mad offer. Back to back 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And the extra confidence that comes from a 10% gambler's insurance. Because anything can happen during March Mania. BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, where the game begins. Get started today.
If you've been thinking about buying a new car or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, think Ancira.com. Browse through thousands of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and RVs. Shop for your next new Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford, Buick, or GMC. Or if you're looking for an import, we have a huge selection of Kias, VWs, and Nissans. Or for your home away from home, a full line of RVs and campers. And you'll always get the lowest Ancira price, in store or online at Ancira.com.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
Have pain? Have chronic pain, low back pain, knee pain, neck pain, or shoulder pain? I can help. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we get to the root of your pain. We don't just give pain medications. We do the proper investigation to see what is the root cause, and it's covered by your insurance. Reduce your medication, avoid surgery, and get rid of pain for good. Call for your free evaluation. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, where we get to the root cause of your problem. 210-468-1891.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Planning for spring at Lowe's means big savings on outdoor power equipment, and Lowe's knows nothing feels better than free. Buy one select Ego string trimmer, leaf blower, or mower kit. Get one select 56-volt battery free. That's up to a $299 value. Power through spring with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 4/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
People who come to cricket stay with cricket, just like our customer Jaron.
I'm the singer and guitarist in a band, and I use my cricket phone for everything. It's basically like another band member.
Don't miss a single beat. Switch today and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. Must bring your number to cricket on up to a $60 a month voice plan depending on device. Select models only while supplies last. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See store for details.
Head over to Hulu this March, where our new shows and movies will keep you streaming all month long. Catch the acclaimed movie All of Us Strangers, starring Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott. Stream the new Hulu original limited series We Were the Lucky Ones with Joey King and Logan Lerman. And don't forget about Grey's Anatomy. Every Grey's episode ever is now streaming on Hulu. So, what are you waiting for? Go stream something new on Hulu.
This is Joe Reinagle from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio Sports Star. Got some news for you. The Blitz is going to Vegas. You should go with them. They're going to be there for the Sweet 16. That's Thursday, March 28th. They're going to be there Thursday and Friday. Heading into all the great weekend. It's also baseball's regular open weekend, not the Asian Perimeter Open weekend, which is this week. But next, when the Blitz is out in Vegas, you can go. They're going to be out at the Cirque. Book now. Go to sasportstar.com. There's a link there. You can get 20% off. And all you got to remember is Minix 20. Minix 20.
That's it?
That's that. If you remember Minix 20, then you can get 20% off the Cirque. The Circa, it's that one downtown right there. A beautiful new casino. It's got that huge outdoor book with the pools and whatnot. It's pretty cool. We're going to be celebrating the opening weekend of the tourney Thursday and Friday out at respective Twin Peaks. The Blitz will be live from 2 all the way to 7. I'm sure we'll so appropriately. We'll be, let's see, let me give you the order of appearance here. I know we're going to be out at Live Oak on Friday. I'm excited about that one because I might duck into the IKEA, grab some meatballs and a Flurfenflagen. We have a level on the back part of our porch that is perfect for a Flurfenflagen. And if you've got the right Allen wrenches, which I now have several, you can put together a Flurfenflagen in about 8 hours.
Okay.
And I'll have parts left over, which is the typical joke with IKEA. Goodbye, Leighton Vander Esch. You join a long list of oft-injured middle linebackers for the Dallas Cowboys. You gave it your all. You gave us your body, and you're leaving while you can still walk. Thank goodness. You retired yesterday.
He did. Kudos to Leighton. There were some reports last week when the Cowboys signed Eric Hendricks. I know in ESPN's report about this, they noted that Leighton Vander Esch was expected to announce his retirement. We talked about that on the show imminently. That happened in a formal sense on Monday. Played 6 seasons in the NFL. It certainly felt like longer. At his peak. Oh, wow, that's great.
Is that your dog?
At his peak, it's a wolf. Also, I never understood.
That's
the wolf howl. I never understood the whole. So his nickname.
I felt like I was at home there for a second.
His nickname, in case anybody is unaware, is the Wolf Hunter.
Yeah.
But his thing was always howling like a wolf. But I never understood that because if he's the Wolf Hunter,
you're luring him in. It's like rattling.
I'm just saying, like, if he's sort of personifying a wolf during the howl. You know, it's kind of like, well,
that's haunting.
It's a weird thing. But anyway, really incredible player at his peak. He was drafted in the building at AT&T Stadium.
I was going to say, were you there with us? I
was.
You were there. I remember that weekend. That was
so.
It's hard to believe that was the span of his career.
It's crazy. I mean, how and he was drafted in a really volatile kind of 2 weeks for the Cowboys. In case anybody forgets, that was right. They had just cut Des Bryant, and Jason Witten had just retired to go take the
out of nowhere. And Sean Lee was banged up, man.
They barely played together, but he was just Leighton. That rookies, everybody remembers 2018 for the Amari Cooper trade and how that kind of changed everything. But it was Leighton's rise on defense, and it just, man, it felt like they had the answer in the middle of the defense forever with him and Jalen Smith, and you just thought like this is going to be the duo, and that lasted maybe 2 years. I mean, because Leighton, the knock on Leighton coming out of Boise was injury concerns, and unfortunately that obviously did play a significant role in his NFL career. And in his, another kind of underrated thing with him, or underreported or underdiscussed thing, so we've talked a lot about 5th-year options. After the 2020 season, where he had not played a lot, the Cowboys had to decide whether or not they wanted to pick up his 5th-year option, and the deadline was right after the draft, and they drafted Micah Parsons. And at the time, Micah's evaluation was as an off-ball linebacker, not as a pass rusher. And so they declined Leighton's 5th-year option. And then, of course, Micah becomes Micah. And Leighton played really, really, really well in 2021.
It mattered.
And they were able to bring him back on a 1-year deal for the 22 season. And he played well again and really proved his worth. And they brought him back on a 2-year deal last year. So we've got 3 different contracts with the team. But unfortunately, just a really small career. But he a really special player that I think will be remembered in a lot of fond ways.
He certainly will. And, let's not forget his value in the locker room. He mattered. He was one of those guys that had tenure and had a profile that the rookies followed. So that's going to be missed, though not surprising. And they've had an opportunity to kind of move on without it. We reported early yesterday that Dak had restructured his contract, allowing $5 million to be given to the Cowboys. We thought that the money was headed toward rookies, but no, we found out later in the day that it's the dawn of a new era. Because that $5 million going where it needs to be. His name is Dwodle, but we call him Rico Suave.
He's got a chance to really kind of be the face or have stuff like this going on with him. He's starting running back for the Dallas Cowboys right now. There's no question.
You know what? I'm hanging tight on the Deuce Vaughn era.
This feels really similar to 2015 when they had let DeMarco Murray walk. And do you recall who the starting running back, or the two running backs were that they went into camp with in 2015?
Randall and who? I don't know.
You're really close, actually. I'm really impressed. Joseph Randall, who was entering his third season. That he was on the team. He was the young guy they had, and they brought in a free agent to pair with him.
Gosh, I can picture him, but it was a cup of coffee. Who was it?
Darren McFadden.
That's it, McFadden. Big
yeah,
Darren.
So everybody thought in the 2015 draft that they were going to, at the time, Duke Johnson, Tevin Coleman, these were guys in the draft that year, and everybody thought like they're going to definitely take one of these guys, and they didn't. And so they gave the keys to Joseph Randall. Didn't work out. Kristen Michael, Hullabaloo, had a great game during that season, but then they kind of stabilized with Darren McFadden. He was a 1,000-yard rusher, finished 4th in the NFL in rushing that year. But that was behind a really, 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 really good offense.
Well, what's going to be proven is, your running back is 80% situation and 20% talent. And when they come together,
the guy who wanted to give Saquon the keys to his house.
But there is a separator, just like with quarterbacks and everything else. The greats do other things, and he's not that. And no matter how good he is, if they don't address the offensive line, it just isn't. It doesn't matter. So they got him on the cheap. I get the sense that maybe Dak knew this money was earmarked. I would like to think maybe he gets a kickback, a little something for the effort. I would like to congratulate you on early in the morning putting together the pieces that became the narrative of the day yesterday. One of the great benefits of having RJ every morning when we talk Cowboys is the insight. And as you mentioned, and as was oft repeated yesterday, the Dak movement on his contract mattered, not so much because it was the $5 million available to Rico, but more about the conversation that had to be had between the Cowboys and Dak. That's really the olive branch, as you put it, that we should be taking away from yesterday. And it did show immediate dividends, at least for those of us that were desperate for do something, whether it's in the house or not. It did start the ball rolling.
Yeah, kudos, I guess, to them. Rico's a fine running back. I mean, but you got to walk away from the draft with somebody too. So, hey. Oh, also, I said hullabaloo. There's a new man in town.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Trev Alberts was introduced as the Fighting Texas Aggie brand new commissioner, athletic director. They had to do it fast because his former team and his current teams are playing each other here in a couple of days. So they had to get him sworn in. His howdy sounded pretty Midwestern. I can tell you
I know
this.
the Blitz boys had a problem with it.
No, they had a problem.
No, they did. I was yesterday. Jason and Joe were giving him some grief for his howdy. That's all I'm saying.
Nothing will be as cringeworthy as Brian Kelly. Well, no, what's his name? Kelly. Brian, what's his name? Former Notre Domer in Baton Rouge, saying y'all. That was cringeworthy and ouch. Howdy. That wasn't so bad. Howdy. You got a hattie. There's a back of the hattie. Almost Heidi. Hattie. Howdy.
Right on.
Trev Alberts. He is the Aggie athletic director. We will intro him and look at the tourney from the Aggie perspective coming up next. You're on 94.1.
Both tourneys.
Hey, that's right.
And they're both playing Nebraska.
That's what I'm saying. They had to get him sworn in fast. He had work to do. Maybe he had some insight. We're talking Aggies, and it's basketball because if you didn't know, Texas is a basketball state. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by Sierra Auto Group. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for. In beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21. By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
My new exercise bike. Yeah, more like my $1,500 coat rack.
At Babbel, we get it. Learning something new is hard, especially a new language.
My Spanish starts and ends at Adios.
Make it easy on yourself with Babbel. In just 10 minutes a day, you can start having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Hola, Espanol.
It starts here. To try Babbel free, text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
World Championship Boxing is coming to San Antonio. Freddie Roach, legendary trainer of rising star Gio Cabrera, will be headlining the boxing event of the year at the Boeing Techport Arena. Stars like Justin Figueroa, Shariah Moreau, along with several Texas fighters, are set to light up the ring. Don't miss this epic showdown. Saturday, March 30th. Doors open at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at dnpboxing.com or call 210-600-3699 for details. Brought to you by Everlast, Quintana Rum, and Desi Martinez Promotions.
March is National Nutrition Month. Metro Health invites you to go beyond the table to celebrate food and its role in health and wellness. Whether we eat around a dinner table, on the go, or at a restaurant, choosing what we eat is important. Stay nourished on any budget. Metro Health offers information and resources to help you and your family savor your health. For tips, recipes, and much more, visit sa.gov/health. Eat well, feel great.
The Basketball Madness is back at Twin Peaks, and you already know how San Antonio Sports Star does it. This Thursday and Friday, join us for a full court live broadcast with the lovely ladies at Twin Peaks. Here's your chance to call out of work and catch all the madness in the best seats in the house. That's this Thursday. We're live from 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks at Days of Allah. And then Friday, we're doing it all again, 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks, the Live Oak location. Catch all the Basketball Madness live with us. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions. They'll tell you if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-420-6060. So if you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-420-6060 to speak with a live person now. Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Check out the 2024 Basketball Mayhem at sasportstar.com. Enter your best bracket for the chance to win an incredible $1 million prize at sasportstar.com.
Hey, we're huddling up here on San Antonio Sports Star. He is RJ Ochoa. I'm Rob Thompson. We call it the Morning Huddle. We want you with us. Get in, type on the brigade bar, say the appropriate things, and if you want to dance to Rico Suave, feel free to request it across the bar. I bet when you woke up this morning, RJ, that was not in your brain. But I want to continue playing it throughout the show, Easy. I want this to be, I want some point later today, I want you standing right next to the vending machine there in the break room, trying to figure out which $3 bag of chips you want, and this to go through your brain.
It won't.
Oh, it will.
How how many dance floors have you been on to this?
Thousands. So you didn't know this, RJ, but there's a dancer in my pants. The intro yesterday to Trev Alberts, he rapidly. I'm sure Trev would enjoy the fact that Rico Suave was playing in the background.
Howdy, Trev.
It's howdy. And if it's somebody you haven't seen in a while, it's howdy. You howdy the howdy to emphasize how happy you are to see this long lost person. Howdy.
Trev, I thought was pretty solid. Kind of said the right things. Not super duper charming, but I think if you're super duper charming in your introductory press conference, that's a bad sign.
I agree with that. It's called the Jimbo effect.
Right.
I don't want the sappy sweet that we saw Jimbo, but Trev Alberts. When you think of Nebraska, and he is Nebraska through and through. Remember his playing days, All-American. This dude was a baller. He understands that side of the game. He came up in Nebraska's program, the Tom Osborne, Bud. What's his name? What was the? Was Bud Wilkins? No, that was OU. But there was somebody before Osborne, even with Nebraska. And universally, whenever you talk Nebraska, they always said Nebraska is the most intelligent fan base in football. That they will stand up and applaud you if you play great on the road. That's the black shirts and the legends of that. And you think back to what the black shirts in Nebraska were, and how they have continually tried to revive that. Trev Alberts understands that. And when we talk about Aggie lore and the Wrecking Crew, there's some symmetry to bringing a guy in like that out of the Midwestern. It feels like a very good hire. It's the kind of thing that he would never fit at Texas, but he is a good fit at A&M.
And I think he has the appropriate skill set to blend an appreciation for historical elements and the past and tradition, as well as forward-thinking concepts and fundamental values that like you can't even define yet. He talked on Monday about the new financial world that collegiate athletics sort of live and reside in. I mean, he's somebody who we're still on the heels of Nick Saban, whining and complaining about his precious pancake breakfast. Meanwhile, Trev Alberts is coming out, acknowledging, we're going to have to literally devote like an entirely new financial department to this.
And let me state again, this is an athletic department that is paying out $85 million to a former coach. He walked in the door and really not even any thought of that. Remember all the world is over, the naysayers, like, how can you possibly survive and carry on paying your coach $85 million? Well, guess what? There's plenty more where that came from.
I said I was feeling sassy this morning. I liked what Trev said. Did you hear what he answered when he was asked about A&M playing Nebraska in both the men's and women's tournament opening rounds?
I did, but maybe many did not.
Well, that's the whole way we set up conversation.
Yes, it is. That's why. What did he say?
So he said, I will say it appears a little too coincidental to me.
Huh.
You get him, Trev. You go. You snap.
Well, that room was full of athletic directors, and they giggled their ass off when they thought, look what we can do. That, and they were like texting Trev, like, hey, look what we're doing.
Yeah, you want the most awkward 2 weeks of your life, Trev? Because we got you, bro. We got your back.
It doesn't matter, though, because it is the dawning of a brand new era up at the Star. Yeah, you feeling it?
Rob's doing his best Kevin James dance in Hitch. Like that's what Rob's got going on right now. Just those arms are moving.
I live right here. I live right here.
That's
right
what I'm saying.
here.
Those arms are extending 2 feet max. You're living in that radius.
I'm owning it. Hey, coming back, it is a game day balla. Spurs, Mavs. We got Luke. We got Rico. Hey, we're talking Tourney around the corner, and the battle of the mascots will in fact occur. What's stronger, a Blue Jay or a Cardinal? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Coming back, we're looking at the silver and black convo. The Spurs did it in Austin. Can they come back from spring break, sober up, and get to class? We'll find out if the assignment will be turned in. Spurs, Mavs tonight. We're talking about it next. This is the Morning Huddle. Go hydrate. We'll be right back. You're on San Antonio Sports Talk.
Suave. KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online. Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
If you've been thinking about buying a new car or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, think Ancira.com. Browse through thousands of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and RVs. Shop for your next new Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford, Buick, or GMC. Or if you're looking for an import, we have a huge selection of Kias, VWs, and Nissans. Or for your home away from home, a full line of RVs and campers. And you'll always get the lowest Ancira price, in-store or online at Ancira.com.
Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz in Las Vegas Thursday, March 28th at Circa Resort and Casino in downtown Las Vegas to celebrate the start of the season with the ceremonial first pitch by Hall of Famer Greg Maddux. Catch all the games on the Circa Las Vegas 78 million pixel screen while you feast on Coney Dogs by American Coney Dog, complimentary apple pie, and more. And oh yeah, moms, drink free. Don't miss the first day of baseball at Circa Resort and Casino. Visit circalasvegas.com for more information. Book your trip now. circalasvegas.com.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
That doesn't sound good.
Paper shredder's jammed, but I think I fixed it.
Oh, well, try shredding these $50 bills then.
Seems like it's working.
Better try another $400.
Stop. Instead of using money, use regular paper. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the March Spring Sale, March 15th through the 25th, and get 35% off paints and stains with prices starting at $28.92. That means 35% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 35% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only, some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The most common form of treatment for the arthritic joints is normally cortisone injections and gel shots and over-the-counter medications. And most of that and are still in pain.
Every day, Dr. Aaron Wolkoff, a QC Kinetics medical director, meets patients who have exhausted every method to get relief. They've been told surgery is their only option.
They want to stay away from that path, and they come to us almost as the last hope. So we're using our own body's properties to help manage pain, to help slow arthritis down, keep the patients active with no downtime, and get them back to what they enjoy doing. I mean, I love what I do.
QC Kinetics regenerative treatments from our board-certified providers help heal and restore aching joints. No surgery, harmful drugs, or downtime. Call for your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Spurs come off spring break in Austin, trying to make it 2 straight. The Dallas Mavericks come to town. Another home game, but this one for real, as the Frost Bake Center will host the tip at 7 o'clock tonight. Dallas Cowboys say goodbye to Leighton Vander Esch. He announced his retirement yesterday due to a neck injury. He was a first-round pick back in 2018, made the Pro Bowl once.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Wembanyama three. Goes behind the back here. Oh! Little sidestep and a jam by Wembanyama. Drive. Oh, it's knocked away by Wembanyama.
This is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. With Rob Thompson and the managing editor of Blogging the Boys, RJ Ochoa. Now, here's Rob and RJ.
Hey, gather round. We got stuff to talk about. This is the Morning Huddle. He's RJ Ochoa. I'm Rob Thompson. We're glad you're with us this morning. He's the Blogging the Boys managing editor. I am a lumberjack, and Eazy-E is the captain of his ship. We will be talking Dallas Cowboys. They did get busy yesterday. We have the dawn of a new era. It is Rico Suave. We'll tell you how he was signed yesterday with the money they found in the Dak Prescott cushion. But first and foremost, the Spurs come off spring break. They spent a couple of days in Austin, going up and down 6th Street, hitting Guadalupe, and doing all the cool stuff. They are back home. They look pretty good. Wemby had another historic night, and here come the very hot Dallas Mavericks. In prep for that, Brian Windhorst, the lamprey to LeBron James, below these many years, interviewed who's the Spurs the ESPN embed reporter for the Spurs? What's his name?
Andrew Lopez.
Andrew Lopez. Good guy. Very, very good guy. And very talented. You know, he came over. See, the ESPN sent him to New Orleans back when they drafted Zion. And Zion was such an absolute bust that they realized he ain't going to be what we thought he was going to be. So Andrew Lopez, their ace embed reporter, was then sent to San Antonio to be, the eyes and ears in the building for ESPN as this Wemby thing grows. Windhorst was a part of the LeBron growth. He witnessed in the early years how Tim kind of became, and prior to that, there was David. The discussion that Lopez and Wendy were having about how the Spurs, they've been here before, but they really haven't been here before. Listen to this.
The thing about the Spurs is they are sort of viewed as sort of the repository of all the wisdom in the NBA. Like for 15 or 17 years now, these teams are constantly hiring away their executives, hiring away their assistant coaches to try to replicate what they have. They go back to the Oracle, R.C. Buford, their team president, whenever they get into a prickly position. He's sort of the arbiter of wisdom and intelligence, and all that's fair and true. But I respectfully, the Spurs are in a position they've never been in before. And that position is to how to build this team around Victor. And I think it's going to be hard. As hard as it is to build anything, obviously it's hard to build any team from nothing. I mean, you don't get the number one pick by being good. And they're obviously still terrible, and they didn't think they were going to be this bad.
Brian Windhorst, Andrew Lopez, yesterday. Let's give credit. What's the podcast?
The Hoop Collective.
It was on the Collective. Okay. I'm glad we stopped it right there. Wendy.
Is he wrong?
No, I think Wendy is giving. Well, I don't think he's entirely right, but he ain't wrong. But he's given some space to the Spurs. Because, you know, we look at the Spurs and we go, man, how hard could it be? Look at him. I mean, how hard could it be? You've got somebody. He's worth 3 guys. It's like the tush push. The Eagles only have to go 9 yards. That's all they ever have to do. The Spurs, they're already 5. You know, they're already 9 yards into a first down with this guy.
Yeah, but if he's worth 3 guys, then that means you have to do the work for 3 guys. You don't just get to do the work for one dude and let him pick up the slack for you. I mean,
exactly. And this is where the Spurs find themselves. They're not a good team, and they're not nearly as good as they expected. But Wemby is so good, they're going to have to accelerate their plan. But how fast should they accelerate is the answer, is the question, really.
It's so hard in life to adjust on the fly.
It is.
And obviously in different sectors and elements of life that rings true in different ways. And this is kind of like building an airplane while you're flying, like while you're in the air. And we're about to see, to Wendy's point, the Spurs tested in a way that they never have been. Because you're right. I mean, Wemby is so much better than could have ever possibly been conceived, which is crazy to think about. And so they're not good enough. Like, their plan was not good enough. And that's okay, because you couldn't anticipate this, but you cannot rest on your laurels now. And that has been the primary message, the primary emphasis of everything that we've been talking about for months now. And there's nothing they can do to change it right now. And we were willing to excuse them not doing anything at the trade deadline. But the most important few months in Spurs franchise history are about to be upon them. And what they do or do not do is going to potentially shape legacies, their own included.
Now, here's some good news. The Spurs are stocked for battle. They are ready for war. They have every possible analogous thing for things that are coming. Listen, this is Wendy and Lopez talking about what the Spurs are doing and modeling in preparation for what's coming.
Right now, if you were to bring all the general managers into a room and say, what's the best way to do a rebuild? They would say Oklahoma City. And that is essentially kind of the model that the Spurs haven't announced this, but the Spurs aren't going to rebuild through free agency. They're not going to, be able to count on, getting a player in this draft where they're going to very likely have a top 4 pick. There's not going to be a player in this draft, at least as we look at it right now, that like, oh my gosh, they're going to draft a number 2. Maybe they do get lucky that way, but you can't say that. Basis of Oklahoma City's rebuild was trading Paul George. And that's how they got their franchise superstar. Now, it does look like the Spurs have their franchise superstar, but I'm not sure that there is a asset on this team that is going to be able to get necessarily a ready-made number 2. Now, you may debate me on that because of their picks, but I don't know how valuable their picks are going to be, and they have not shown a willingness to really trade their picks.
Windhorst and Lopez looking forward. Okay, so the Spurs, by their definition, are facing a different paradigm than in the past. And I appreciate the comparison to Oklahoma City because they did build and they traded appropriately. But I think if you want to compare them, you have to compare where Oklahoma City sat after the Paul George trade. Once they got Shai Gilgeous in, once Shai Gilgeous landed, that's where the Spurs are in the process that Oklahoma City went in. Not before, not with the trade. When they landed Shea Gilgeous and they saw the guy work out for the first time and said, bingo, okay, here he is. We got the guy we've been chasing. We have our star. Now what do we do?
But they had the capital, and that's why I do think it's fair to start the conversation pre-Paul George trade, because that's when the decision was made that, like, okay, we've got to adjust what we're doing here. Like,
right.
And they admittedly took one step backwards to take, 500 steps forward. I think, and Wendy could certainly speak to this better than either of us, but like the proper comp is probably LeBron and Cleveland. You have to find a way with a because look, Shea's amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, but like this is a different era of player. Not that Wemby is LeBron, like not to launch these discussions, but like you have to find a way to build around somebody who is so evidently not just great and elite for his age, but going to be even greater and a leader over the course of his entire career. And you cannot like think about the idea, like knowing what we know now, of wasting a season with LeBron. Like you know what I'm saying? Like think about looking back over the course of the last 20 years and any team justifying not pushing all the chips in all the time with LeBron James on their roster. We will look at Wemby the same way. We will look at this and say, I can't believe that they just threw away that first year. And so it's not comparable to Oklahoma City in my mind because they don't have the ammunition that the Thunder did.
I beg to differ as far as the draft picks, because while this year they've got a couple, but we don't really know what's going to go on with Toronto. But think about what's going to happen next year, because next year the draft looks entirely different. And there's a couple of guys that are there that while they're not Wemby's a once in a decade guy. There, or maybe more than that, there are guys that will be difference makers, guys like Cooper Flagg and the Boozer twins. There are guys that are coming up that we do expect to be able to make a difference. And while the getting them is one thing, but the access they will have, the number of picks they will have appropriate to that draft in 25 it's crazy. They got 3 possibilities. They got 3 number ones coming up next year. So there are going to be teams chasing that. So while Wendy goes, well, I don't think they have the capital to go get a star. Yes, they do. It just is about a year from now. Now, that means they can wait and see how it goes and get a younger guy. But at the same time, they do have a little bit of time, and we've got an improving player. Now, the paradigm on this is Oklahoma City, and don't let it get lost on the guy that's doing it is a former Pop acolyte. I mean, Wendy talked about how the Spurs ideas have been spread around the league. They're copying one of the guys that left.
I just think that's such a reckless is too strong, but that's such a vanilla way to go about this. I mean, because you're talking about if matters work out for you.
That's no if. I got 3 number ones. I'm going to have them no matter what happens.
No, but there are several ifs because you don't know where those number ones land. You don't know what the landscape of the NBA draft looks like next year, as much as you think you might know now. You know what I mean? And then you don't know, no matter who it is, no matter what the landscape is, how that player is going to translate, not just in general, but in their first year specifically. So you're talking about by the time you're in Wemby's 3rd year, you're relying on his superstar help.
We're already talking about what I'm talking about is we have the capital to make moves that Wemby isn't given credit for. I think those moves are going to directly apply to this offseason. I think there will be a star arrive this offseason because there's more capital than Wendy's given the Spurs credit for. There's more here than he gave. Now,
so you're saying that they have the capital-ish, just without the.
They got enough right now to bring Trey in. Trey Young could be a Spur tomorrow, and the capital given up is so far in distance the Spurs won't even notice it. They got enough to do it, is what I'm getting at. Don't listen to Wemby. But what I'm worried about is, do the Spurs understand where they are? Do you think they get the fact that things are fast forwarded now? That we all see it, despite their plan, which has been successful in the past, which, when they got David, they had time to prepare because he was going off to the Navy. So they had a couple of years they were allowed to suck and they could go get pieces and parts, and nobody even talked about hurry and win. And then when he showed up, and then when they got Tim, they had tanked, so they still had David. So this is the fixed time. And while they've been here before, they have managed to put things together given a couple of years. I think that the rush to make a move for Trey Young, I think we need to slow down a little bit. because
I completely disagree.
players
because
play longer. I think Wemby was brought in with the intent of, look, man, we're only going to put you in the game 25 minutes a game on average if you're lucky. So we're looking long term here. I think that we've sped up, but don't. There are difference maker draft picks that are coming around the bend that are worthy of consideration, even though Trae Young is a bird in the hand.
That's too much time. I mean, you don't have to waste that time. You don't have to do it that way. I think that the expression is don't let good be the enemy of great. And that's my concern for the Spurs. And my concern for the Spurs is they're going to let history dictate how they do this because of how successful they've been. And nobody's knocking that. Nobody's saying that that was wrong or they lucked into it. It was a beautiful, incredible, amazing plan that worked out to the tune of, the franchise that we know it to be today. But you cannot apply the exact same principles. That's my fear, is that they let good be the enemy of great in that sense, that they're just chasing great. You can be really good right now, and that can work out. You don't have to just suck and tank and keep doing this over and over and over again and throw. Wemby's playing like a player who can help you win titles now. I know that's an extravagant thing to say, but he is. And certainly as soon as next year, after another season and obviously the Olympics and everything under his belt, it would be categorically irresponsible to not bring in somebody who is a tried and true superstar to pair with him to contend for the playoffs at the very least because by the time you get all this together and you feel comfortable, it's like, okay, now let's chase. Now let's do it. Like, what if you get bounced in the first round? Well, what if you have an off week in the playoffs? Like, you have no idea none of this is a guarantee. You can't just this isn't NBA 2K where you can make your team rating 99 overall and guarantee a win in any series at any moment in time. What if somebody gets injured? What if anything happens? You cannot just constantly live in fear of hypotheticals.
But how much of this is predicated on Wemby's wants?
Everything.
Well, so what if Wemby comes to you and you say, look, I'm gonna go get you Trae Young, and he said, I don't want to play with Trae Young.
Okay, well, then I say, okay, here's the list of options.
See what I'm saying? I get it. And I wonder how much you trust the star to play a role in his future, despite the fact he's a 20-year-old guy.
I think you certainly trust him with his opinions and his general wants and wishes, but you also, we brought up LeBron a little while ago. Look, LeBron's a horrible GM, right? Like you don't let Wemby completely dictate your decisions, especially at this age. We're talking 10 years down the road. Certainly, obviously, as he advances in his career, Wemby's voice becomes all the more prominent. But you can't let him say, Trae Young stinks, get him out of here. You've got to measure everything in the entire evaluation.
He as we get to the end of the season, if he throws out another game like this, like he had last, and we keep seeing the superlatives, I'm trying to figure out what the heat of the Wemby moment will mean to the Spurs and how long they're going to take this. Because tonight
I think they're going to take it like this is going according to plan. We knew Wemby would be great, and that's the concern.
And if he offers another one of these, if we get another, a Wemby, another 5-box filler and a 4-box near double, I feel like the heat is turning up, and the kind of game we're getting tonight. The reason I ask it's only on Bally. This is only on Bally.
That's what it says.
It's only there. We're getting to a point where I think the networks are going to start picking things up because of things he's doing, and they can't afford not to broadcast it. I don't know how much flexing is possible, but
on that note, I wonder how much of all this is impacted by the NBA themselves, right? Like,
yes, and that's where I'm getting. You gotta have to win, right?
Yeah.
You can't just follow your process. The league has their own schedule. You're going to Paris. We're putting you front and center. And tonight, I can't imagine. Can you imagine next year that there's a Wemby Luka matchup and it's not on TV? It's not on. The nation has to watch it through cracked streams or their massive NBA package buy. This is Luka Wemby. It's going to be spectacular. We haven't even thrown in Kyrie.
Right.
A team that just knocked off the best team in the West.
Please put some respect on
and Trae Jones will get an opportunity to bring himself back into the good graces of the Morning Huddle. Looking around the league, Edwin and I were talking in the break about the Celtics. The Celtics are so much better than any team in the East. And I'm not sure they're good enough to win it all. But if they don't win it all this year, what do we say about Jason Tatum? Does he become Carmelo? Because
I mean, yeah, I think if they don't win it all, you say they're the victim of circumstance. You know what I mean? That's tough, but that's sports sometimes, right? Like this. What do you say about, the San Francisco 49ers and Kyle Shanahan? It's like you're the victim of circumstance. You're Patrick Mahomes.
Well, the highest paid player in the league right now is Jaylen Brown, and Tatum deserves more. I don't see how that. I don't know what they're going to do over the summer.
It's tough. I mean, Tatum is. There aren't a lot of dudes like that, and
yeah.
So you've got to make all this work, and it becomes easier if you have a title.
$600 million tied up into two dudes.
It's wild.
And so watching what Boston did, and hey, congratulations to Derek White last night. I mean, they're so much better. What was this, like the fourth, fifth, sixth game they've beaten somebody by 25 points? They've beaten teams by 53 times. I mean, when they get rolling, and last night was one of those we're rolling kind of games, and it dawned on me as I watched them go. I'm not sure even at this point they can beat Denver.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I'm starting to get a little worried as we talk about it because they also kind of, like, in that respect, they feel like they're just peaking too early. You know what I mean? Like not that they're a first round exit, but like they get bounced in the semis, and you're just like, what happened? They were crushing all these teams. It's like, well, they wore themselves out. I mean, it's a little nerve wracking.
If you haven't seen it,
oh, dude. I know where you're going.
Go find the Anthony Edwards dunk last night.
Golly, this was
the Jazz. I've seen dunks. I've seen embarrassing dunks. I've never seen a dunk where the recipient left with a concussion or symptoms of, and the giver left with a hand that hit the rib so hard he had to have a finger reset. It was soul-snatching, the best dunk of the year.
I don't think anybody thinks this is embarrassing, to be clear.
It's part of life of college.
But that's actually what makes it more embarrassing. Is that, like, the whole world is like, oh, dude, what could you do?
Now, I will put it to you that on this night, that John Collins will be remembered on the ground holding his head while slow-mo. Was that slow-mo that was standing beside him? Was it?
I think so.
Show the replay.
Number one for the Wolves, if that's slow-mo, holds his head in utter shock and awe watching his teammate go over. That went on, but at the same time, did you see Cam Johnson yam on Austin Reeves? Go look at that one. I'll put it to you that one was more embarrassing.
The photo is more, because I'm looking at these photos. The Athletic tweeted them out side by side. The photo of that one is more, the photo specifically is more embarrassing.
Of Austin Reeves getting a little nutmeg action.
But the Ant one is more like grown man dunk. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where the difference is. Like, it's just the geometric positioning of the Cam one that makes it awkward.
Look at slow-mo in the replay. I don't care about the dunk. Go back and watch the reaction from his own teammate. Holy cow. That's worse. Although Austin Reeves, I saw a little bit of postgame of him laughing about it. But if you can go watch either, I don't know who had worse. We should put a poll up because one was brutal and one was pretty funny between the two. Tonight, Spurs taking on, I haven't called it. I don't think they're going to win tonight. I think the Mavericks are they have to find a rhythm to get themselves into the playoffs, and they're playing pretty well. It's going to be awfully difficult to duplicate what they did. And I'm not talking about the offensive side of things. It's the defensive part of the things that bother me tonight. I think that the turnovers and their ability to stop one-on-one basketball players like Luka and Kyrie, they've had trouble all season long. And for whatever reason, Kid has defensed Wemby pretty well. His averages are below his regular across the board against the Mavericks. So I don't think they're going to duplicate what they did against Brooklyn up there in Austin, but I do expect another Wemby-esque, a return to what Wemby's been capable of, and that'll be a moral victory, if anything, tonight. And Trey Jones is going to let us down.
Dude. This is embarrassing now. I mean, just, say something nice about it.
I want him to. No, if he gets the assignment and he's alone, it's going to be it will be a long night.
Man, no respect from you whatsoever. Again, you throw out flowers left and right for whatever, for just putting their shorts on. Trey, meanwhile, plays his heart and soul out, and Rob Thompson just can't say anything nice.
What's tougher? A Tar Heel,
you can do this,
or a Cyclone?
Oh, probably a Cyclone, I think.
A Flyer, or a Lobo?
Probably a Lobo.
A Boilermaker?
No, anything else.
Or a Catamount?
Definitely a Catamount.
See where I'm going here?
I do.
That formula wins people money. Did you know that they expect $15.5 billion are going to be gambled over the next 3.5 weeks on the tournament. It is the largest gambled on event in the United States and nearly in the world. We're going to talk about it.
How much
next.
of that is yours?
Well, we're going to try to help out. We're going to look at the first round. We're going to talk about the possible upsets. There's a lot of people jumping on McNeese. And I have a question for you. Is it McNeese or McNeese State? Which one should we use? I want to make sure we're doing it appropriate.
It's the former, but I do think that it's time to lay some picks down, to your point, because
you have money where your mouth is. We got playing games tonight. We're going to get you completely ready. Get those brackets printed. And in the meantime, prepare yourself to enter on the at SanAntonioSportsStar.com a variety of ways to win. One of them is to get your entries in. We're going to help you next. This is The Huddle, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. How you feeling this morning? I hope you woke up this morning without a single thing paining you. You attacked life with all the vim and vigor everyone should. If that's you, keep it to yourself. But if you're like the rest of us and something's slowing you down, you don't have to live like that. Did you know Arasti is here to get you out of pain? That is their sole and ongoing goal with all of their clients, and they do it in a remarkably different and fast way. See, what they do does not involve medications to dull or hide the pain. That doesn't do anything but prolong, right? It also has nothing to do with surgery. This is about your body fixing itself. And I'm talking about things like sprains and strains. Maybe it's a frozen shoulder or hip, plantar fasciitis in your feet, tension headaches up the back of your neck and hitting you right in the middle of the forehead, lower back issues. Man, oh man, if you've had lower back problems, you know what I'm talking about. That seize up out of nowhere and then the weeks of limping around. That was me until I walked into an Arasti provider about 6 years ago. They got me fixed. They got me fixed fast, in fact. And then they taught me how to stay out of pain. That's why I recommend them. They accept most insurances. You walk in the door, you get a full referral, and you never a full examination. And you never need a referral. Go ahead and write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. The website is Arasti.com, AIRROSTI.com. Great resource and a map of all the local providers. I bet there's one less than 10 minutes for where you are now. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call Arasti today. They're going to get you fixed. And when they do, I want you to thank me later.
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by Ancira Auto Group. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Hi, I'm Jade, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is the savoriness of the sausage, the fluffiness of the egg, and the butteriness of the biscuit. It's amazing. The perfect start to my day.
Hi, everyone. It's Justin. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is the fluffy egg, the melted cheese, and the sizzling sausage. It's the start to your morning that you didn't know you need.
Order a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit and Simply Orange juice on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I wish I could get this stupid jar open. Jars can be tough, am I right?
Who are you? And how'd you get in my kitchen?
It's me, Flo, and I'm here to grant your wish of easily switching to Progressive and helping you get a discount that honors the time spent with your previous insurer.
Great, but what does that have to do with getting this jar open?
Nothing.
So you can't open this?
Oh, I just do insurance. Jars, I leave to the professionals.
Sign up for Progressive and opt into more savings. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
The basketball madness is back at Twin Peaks, and you already know how San Antonio Sports Star does it. This Thursday and Friday, join us for a full court live broadcast with the lovely ladies at Twin Peaks. Here's your chance to call out of work and catch all the madness in the best seats in the house. That's this Thursday. We're live from 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks at De Zavala. And then Friday, we're doing it all again, 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks, the Live Oak location. Catch all the basketball madness live with us. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Good morning, everybody. Coming up on the Blitz, we're going to talk some Cowboys football. Rico Dowdle is the running back for your Dallas Cowboys. Will they get another one? We're going to talk to Shireen Williams about that from Pro Football Talk coming up at 5:15. Plus, the Spurs back in action tonight. They're actually in the Frost Bank Center tonight, taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Hey, RJ, clear something up. Is it a home win streak if the Spurs win tonight? Or is it... Dude, I'm so confused. Explain it.
No, they weren't at home. Not a home win streak.
It was we won in the neighborhood. It wasn't home, but, you know.
It wasn't even the neighborhood, man.
Kind of.
You know what it was? It was you took your Xbox to somebody else's house, you played a game, and you won. Can't call it a home win.
That's a great analogy. I'm down with that. That's RJ. I'm Rob. This is the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio Sports Star. You ready for this? You ready for games? Because it's here. Now, the brackets officially need to be turned in on Thursday. What is it, like at 11?
Yeah.
Whatever that
first tip.
deadline is.
Yeah.
We've got ours,
ready for some-
sasportstar.com. Go there, post haste, get yourself all registered and in. I haven't turned in mine yet. I'm going to do several.
No, you can't do it yet. I mean,
No,
you
it's
need
way
today,
too early.
You need today to kind of properly prepare yourself, and then tomorrow to kind of finalize things. You also need the first 4 to take place. Do you want to hear an interesting statistic about the first 4?
I want to, yes. Desperately.
Okay, so we're here to help everybody set their brackets. So this comes to us by way of CBS Sports. In the 12 tournaments since the first 4's debut, it has produced 12 teams that made at least the round of 32. And last year, multiple first 4 teams made it through. So last year we had Farley Dickinson and Pitt that both reached the second round.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of bank on one of these first 4 teams making some sort of noise. Do you know the furthest that a first 4 team has made it?
Oh, pretty far. Sweet 16?
2 of them have done this.
Sweet 16?
The Final 4.
Final 4.
In the first year of the first 4, this is all very confusing with the numbers and things. VCU made it in 2011, made the Final 4.
Shaka.
And then UCLA in 2021 made the Final 4. But we have had some Sweet 16s. But interestingly, nobody's been bounced in the Elite 8 specifically. So
I think your most likely candidate coming out is Colorado.
that's what the consensus is.
Tad Boyle's got him a baller. A guy that, if you're a Spurs fan, Cody.
So we're taking Colorado tonight. We're in agreement here.
I like Colorado tonight. Yes. The
Okay.
Pac-10 is a little underrated. Wait till you get a load of Oregon. That's another team.
Okay.
Midwest bracket might be busted with Oregon getting busy. Go ahead.
Okay, so Colorado. Do you want to pick the other first 4 games?
And which one is the other one tonight? Is it Virginia, Colorado State?
Tonight is actually I'm
Or
double
is
checking.
it Montana State, Grambling, or Howard and Wagner, or Wagner if you're German and nasty?
I'm double checking which ones are tonight.
What are you buffering there? I think it's Virginia, Colorado State is my guess.
It is actually, but Colorado doesn't play tonight. That's why I was double checking. We have
Oh.
Wagner, Howard. is,
Wagner and Howard, I don't know either about
That's
one.
the first game tonight.
Both of them are destined to lose. Those aren't.
I agree with you though. I think Virginia. I think there's gonna be a lot of people taking the kind of a blue blood. You know what I mean? Like everybody wants to see that happen, but I think Colorado State's the better team.
Here's the problem
taking-
with Virginia that you always have to remember. Tony Bennett plays a weird defense. It's called the pack line defense, and they try to force you into places where you're not used to being defensively. And Tony Bennett is a master of the one-game beaches. They don't pick against Virginia against a lesser team. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know about everything Colorado State has to offer. I know traditionally that offense is the reason they win. Virginia's just going to make it ugly. That's all I can say there. I don't think either team has a chance beyond that. That's why I haven't paid a whole lot of attention
We
to
got
it.
a lot of games to pick though in
All
the in the first round. So Colorado State, and then let's do Grambling, Montana State.
Doesn't matter, but Montana State's got a little bit of a history.
Okay, and then did you have a preference between Howard and Wagner?
I do think Wagner probably wins it.
Okay, so we're simpatico on the first 4. Do you want to roll through the first round?
Yes. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. We're both using the CBS bracket. Whatever. We both agree UConn's getting the win.
Your national champ, UConn.
Okay, well, way to give away your whole thing.
Well, I'm just saying. We're leading off at the number 1 overall seed.
8-9 FAU Northwestern.
Florida Atlantic, they're all back together again. This is the band that made it to the Final Four last year. They all decided to come back. I do expect greatness from this young team. They're going to win more than one game in this tournament.
I'll go with you here at least, but
no, I'm kidding. They have to play UConn. They're screwed.
Well, I know, but I'm saying that here at
Yes,
least.
they're gonna win. They're gonna win.
San Diego State, UAB.
Another team coming back. That's a rough and tumble San Diego State team. You ain't gonna beat them.
Now, here's the thing, and I know you have a 12 seed that you like, but this note comes to us from SB Nation, who I love. Just 2 12 seeds have made runs to the second weekend over the last decade. And since 2011, there have been as many 15 seeds to make the Sweet 16 as 12 seeds.
I think
So
we get
this
lost
isn't-
in that 5-12 seed, thinking that's where the secret upset is. That's no longer it.
Right. Okay, so we're both taking San Diego State. Auburn, right? They're not losing to these smarty pants.
No, they're moving on.
Okay.
Don't get lost in this Duquesne stuff either.
I thought about it yesterday.
That's not your upset. That's not your upset. Go with BYU.
Okay. I'm going Illinois over Morehead State.
You should.
I think I might take Drake.
This is one I have circled. It's not my solid pick, but I do like Drake here. I do. I think this is one that you can kind of lean into. It doesn't really matter long term because I don't think anybody has the winner going past the next round. But yeah, I like Drake.
Okay, moving on. Iowa State.
Yes.
South Dakota State.
Yes.
Do you move your body like a cyclone? Have you heard that song?
I often do.
He moves their body like a cyclone.
It's normally after anyway.
Okay, Tar Heels.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Move on. Yes, that's a gimme.
The MSU. Which MSU you taking?
I'm gonna hold on to the Tom Izzo-ness. No, it's Mississippi State.
Oh, I'm taking the Spartans.
I just think that we're gonna learn the Big Ten was a sham this year. I'm gonna kind of roll with that.
Wow. Okay, so St. Mary's over Grand Canyon.
St. Mary's.
Okay, and then the Tide over Charleston.
Oh, Alabama. UTSA's
Right, okay,
next head coach won't be able to come to San Antonio soon as Coach Claunch leads Alabama past Charleston and the Chanticleers.
This is so terrifying because we're taking mostly favorites. But Clemson, New Mexico.
New Mexico in this one. This one isn't mostly favored. So, and listen, I was saying coming into the tournament that I really felt like this one was going to be nuts, kind of like last year. Keep in mind, we had 5 conference upsets in the tournaments, teams that shouldn't be here. That's the reason it feels weird. We're picking a lot of favorites because it does feel very chalk. There's some teams that should have made it in that were better than those that did because of the conference tourneys. So it changed over a period of about 3 days. So don't get too weirded out by picking favorites.
I'm going Clemson and then Baylor, obviously.
Yes,
and
yes.
then I'm taking Nevada over Dayton.
Yeah, I like Nevada.
And then I'm going with a new name for them. Not that it's new, but new for me, Zona.
The
Try it
Zonas?
out. Zona.
Yes, that's a good pick. Although Long Beach State's might be the best story in all of it. You might want to be an LBSU fan. Their head coach was fired right before the tournament, and they just keep winning. So he's going along with the ride. Munson's in. You might want to root for him so he gets another couple of paychecks.
Other side, Cougars, duh.
Yes.
And then the Trev Alberts, first Trev Alberts matchup.
It's going to be a good game. Fred Hoiberg there. Man, my gut says Nebraska, but I got to be an Aggie. Boots is going to carry him.
Gig 'em. I'm taking it. Okay, this is the
Here we
the
go.
5-12.
Yes, take it,
Wisconsin.
James Madison. Take it.
You talked me into it. I'm doing it.
Take it, James Madison.
Okay, Duke, obviously, here at least.
It's closer than you think, but Duke will beat him.
Tech, NC State.
And how hot is North Carolina State? I like them. Take them.
I think so, too.
Love a big fat center.
About Tech
Love a
losing,
fat
but,
center, too.
Okay, Kentucky.
Yes, take them.
Okay. And then Gators over Colorado.
This is that little run you were talking about. I like Colorado to beat them.
I think there's going to be one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Similar to Zona, I'm going Rado.
And this is, keep in mind, this is the end of the Pac-12 as we know it. So it might be an interesting run here. Colorado. Nice.
Right. Okay. Oh, they're the ones to carry the flag. Okay. Marquette.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Purdue. Yes.
Purdue. Duh.
Okay. This one gets a little weird. TCU.
I think you're right. Okay. Moving on.
See, a lot of
Gonzaga.
people talking McNeese here. If you want to ride the upset train, this might be the best one. Gonzaga ain't what they were. McNeese is fast. I like McNeese here, possibly. If you're riding upsets,
Well, you're gonna
here's
pick
one.
them. This is your pick.
That's
Tell
what
us
I'm
your
saying. McNeese, take it.
I'm taking Gonzaga, and then we're both taking the Jayhawks.
Yes.
South-
Well,
you're going-
no. Here's the other one. Don't take the
my God.
Jayhawks.
You're going Sanford.
They're going to
There are a lot
roll
of
out with
people-
like 4 dudes, man. As we sit right now, they're not going to have their big or McCool or San Antonio zone. So this is a team that is woefully undermanned. No, this is not a bad pick at all.
There is some Sanford buzz, but I do think that this is going to be the I can't believe I talked myself into Sanford.
Yeah, there is that
Quick.
because this is
Yeah.
Sanford and it is Kansas.
So I'm taking the Jayhawks. You taking South Carolina or Oregon?
Oregon. I love Oregon. Like me some Oregon for a couple of wins. I think the Pac-12 is going to surprise in their swamp.
That's what I'm saying. if anyone's going to actually carry the Pac-12 flag through, it can't be Colorado. You know what I'm saying? Like we need a actual.
Well,
Pac-12
Arizona and
blue
Oregon are better than those two.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. Like Arizona, Oregon, they're going to make sure this thing goes out in style.
The next one I like too. Creighton's a good basketball team.
I'm with you. Okay, and then you taking Texas or you taking Colorado State?
I'm gonna take Texas just on quantity. Yeah. I think Coach Terry, he better get this win or it's gonna get a little hot up there.
I'm taking Colorado State.
Not a bad pick.
Yeah, and then the Volunteers or St. Peter's?
Tennessee. His name is Connect. Follow him all the way through because he could be in a silver and black jersey next year.
Okay, well, we've each got it set. We'll do the second round. But congratulations to the 32 teams that we each have making it through.
And at 8:45 or 9:45, excuse us, right in that last little block, we're gonna do a bracket, but you won't know the schools. We're gonna do it by mascots.
Okay.
The people win money this way.
I agree with you.
And that's what we're here to help.
Respect.
Hey, coming back, we got another little bit more tournament work. Let's look around the NBA as well. Things are rounding into form. Moves were made and dunks extraordinaire. The league on top. We're talking about it next. And a little bit of women's hoops as the ladies get going as well. You ready for this? You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The way that you look at the tournament is affected by the way you play. BetUS.com has been part of my life for a long time. I've been endorsing them as long as I've been here at San Antonio Sports Star, and it begins tonight. BetUS.com has everything you need to get started. Here's the deal. A lot of us have our own books and we go use them, and you might have 2 or 3. If you haven't gone to BetUS.com, take advantage of the 125% first deposit. And they're going to do it for 3, not first, but your first 3. They're going to match up to 125%. If you bring in crypto, up to 200%. You got 10% gambler's insurance as well. What I'm saying is go to BetUS.com right now. You can call them at 1-800-MY-BETUS, or you can go to BetUS.com and get yourself signed up. Take advantage of the deposits. Nobody in the industry is doing this. 3 times 125% match and the 10% gambler's insurance. It's there. BetUS.com. It's been my book forever. It's the only one I endorse. Trust the fact that they're going to pay you when you play, and they're going to be there with all the information you need. And they have the casino action as well. If you're looking for something to do between the games, live betting, casinos, it's all there. That is BetUS.com. I endorse them. You should use them. BetUS.com or 1-800-MY-BETUS. Take advantage of it today. I know you're going to thank me later.
It's coming. It's almost here.
A 15 seed will head to the Elite Eights.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is your home for college basketball's national championship.
On their way to their 12th national title game.
68 teams, Sweet 16, Elite 8, the Final 4. One winner takes all. Hear it all on your home for March Madness. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, presented by Westwood One.
You know what happens when a smart group of medical professionals get together and commit to a technology designed to relieve your aching joints without surgery? It's called QC Kinetics.
And this guy knows the power of a solid team. Emmitt Smith, football legend and Dancing with the Stars champ.
This elite medical group, some of them orthopedic doctors, got together and said, why are we prescribing so many medications? Why are we sending so many people to surgery in droves? Let's change this.
The answer? Natural biologics, our own healing properties. And the outcome is the country's largest provider of non-surgical regenerative treatments, QC Kinetics.
Actually, the real outcome are the tens of thousands of patients who finally got their quality of life back without surgery, thanks to QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth,
And if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges on your tax debt daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you will owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima Tax have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
San Antonians love a good party, and the Valero Texas Open is one you don't want to miss. Enjoy food, drinks, and the world's best PGA Tour pros as they tee it up at TPC San Antonio. Proceeds help us continue a long-standing tradition of giving back to our community. So buy tickets on ValeroTexasOpen.com and join us April 4th through the 7th.
Dave Ramsey here from my friends over at Connecticut in San Antonio. Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy. So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it. It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association. The team at Connecticut San Antonio can test your water, install a system, and provide treatment all without stepping a foot inside your home.
I'm Chris Canepa of Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try a Connecticut quality water softener for 90 days absolutely free. Call us at 656-PURE, that's 656-7873, or visit us on ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
94.1. You're riding with Rob and RJ. This is the Morning Huddle.
It is the Morning Huddle. You know, we were talking in the last break, RJ, about the amount of money that's going to be gambled on the brackets, on the individual games, the overs, the unders, the mores, the less, however you play. It seems that we all do. And it, you know, the numbers just continue to expand as more and more states allow the legalized gambling. And you know, that kind of growth is expected. But there has been a sudden bump in the amount of money that's being laid on the women's side. That, you know, Caitlin Clark is just part of the wave that's gone on over the last couple of years, that not only has the number of players that are available to gamble legally out there, but the amount of money that's now coming into the women's side of the game has grown exponentially over the last couple of years. So while so many of us are used to doing brackets for the men's, for the first time over the last couple of years, I paid attention to the ladies bracket. And sadly, you know, Caitlin Clark, while she's a rock star, dude, they were not kind to her in this bracket. I don't think they're making the Final Four.
No, it's a tough scene, certainly, for Iowa. They are, I mean, as soon as the second round, I mean, so who do they have in the opener? Holy Cross?
Yes. And so, it gets tough. Do you like South Carolina? Do you like LSU? Who you like? Texas?
I mean, I think the women's bracket is much more top heavy. Like the women's bracket has some machines of teams. And
well, let me tell you, Coach Staley's got a roster, man, and they're not what they were last year. They're just as good, though. I think it's going to be tough to stop South Carolina.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I mean, it would be so cool for Caitlin Clark to, you know, run through this gauntlet and walk off.
And she's capable of it, but she's going to have to do it.
I think if you have to pick a team, it's probably, I think I'd probably lean South Carolina.
That's who I'm picking. Who do you guys like? You can jump on the scroll and let it go. Know that we do have our bracket at sasportstar.com. Get it filled out post haste. And while you're there, we have room for but one team, I think, for our golf tournament. No more singles. That's all done. Only room for one more. Go to SA Sports Star to get yourself signed up. Prepare appropriately. We're halfway through, turning around the corner. The NBA fast break begins. The Celtics and Nuggets seem to be the team standing apart. We'll look real close. Hey, hang on. We're almost back here on the Huddle.
This is the Morning Huddle with Robin RJ. Morning 6 to 10, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
The ultimate March Hoops experience is in downtown Las Vegas. Don't miss out on Mega March at Stadium Swim at Circa Resort and Casino. There's no better place to take in the action than in the 6 pools at Circa with their 143-foot games poolside with various seating options. No matter the size of your group, Stadium Swim is the place to be. Find all the Stadium Swim options at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for Mega March at Circa Resort and Casino. Book now at circalasvegas.com.
Puro San Antonio football is back at the Alamo Dome. Join the herd and watch your Brahmas in the best seats at the best prices. Single, season, and group tickets are available now. Don't miss any Brahmas action this season, led by legendary head coach Wade Phillips. The Brahmas kick off the season March 31st against the DC Defenders in the Alamo Dome. Let's pack the Dome. Experience the excitement. Head to theufl.com to buy your Brahmas tickets today. That's theufl.com. Vamos Brahmas!
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
Nigel, what's up with your hair?
Joel, prices are insane these days. I'm cutting my own hair.
Folks, nobody likes paying high prices. Good news, for a limited time, all quarter moon 14-seer AC systems up to 3 tons are installed in your house for only $69.99. Now is the ideal time to take care of your home at the lowest price of the year.
Joel, I like saving money. I'm an influencer. Everywhere I go, people hand me change and say, bless your heart.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number M16004. DACLA 000743458.
People who come to cricket stay with cricket, just like our customer Jaron.
I'm the singer and guitarist in a band, and I use my cricket phone for everything. It's basically like another band member.
Don't miss a single beat. Switch today and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. Must bring your number to Cricket on up to a $60 a month voice plan depending on device. Select models only while supplies last. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See store for details.
Head over to Hulu this March, where our new shows and movies will keep you streaming all month long. Catch the acclaimed movie All of Us Strangers, starring Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott. Stream the new Hulu original limited series, We Were the Lucky Ones, with Joey King and Logan Lerman. And don't forget about Grey's Anatomy. Every Grey's episode ever is now streaming on Hulu. So, what are you waiting for? Go stream something new on Hulu.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
94.1 FM. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys opened nearly $1 million in cap space yesterday, converting $5 million of Dak Prescott's roster bonus into a salary bonus. That matters. The money was then used to sign Rico Dowdle to a one-year deal. The current and now future Dallas Cowboys running back looks to take that lead position. They wave goodbye to Leighton Vander as the former linebacker retired.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
How good you want to be? From play one to the last play, we fighting. Today's about opportunity and character. We got a chance to come out here and play football. It's a blessing. Hey, every season is full of defining moments. Let's make this day a defining moment for us in our course. Let's go, baby.
This is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star with Rob Thompson and the managing editor of Blogging the Boys, RJ Ochoa. Now, here are the guys.
Hey, gather around. We got a bunch to talk about. This is the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio Sports Star. He's RJ Ochoa, the managing editor of Blogging the Boys. Sitting with me, I'm Rob Thompson, the lumberjack, and I'm okay. And on the other side of the double pane is Easy-E Edwin Hafner, keeping us going for the next 2 hours. If you're just getting here, where the hell you been? But we are glad you're here. Make sure you are subscribed and logged into your device and watching us in the appropriate place, doing the appropriate thing. This hour, we're talking hoops. Spurs back at home. Well, in the broadest sense of the word, they never left. But back at home tonight, welcoming in the Mavericks. The hot Mavericks, who just took down the Denver Nuggets the other night on a Kyrie running left-handed hook shot to take down the number one team in the West. We're going to see how the Spurs manage to do that. The free agency season continues. The Dallas Cowboys in a flurry of activity yesterday. Redid one contract, signed another one. A new era begins, and we will celebrate appropriately. But first,
it is pretty sad.
Watching, flipping around the NBA channels, it was the last night that I'll be paying attention to the league other than the Spurs for a couple of weeks. I will be elsewise occupied. So it's kind of like, you go into cryo when you get frozen. Like, we're going to be frozen in time. I'm really not going to pay a whole lot of attention to the NBA. And let's not kid ourselves. Neither are you. I mean, we'll watch the Spurs because we gotta. But the tourney begins Thursday morning. Spurs play tonight. We're going to pay attention. The league will carry on, but you're going to wake up in 3 weeks on a Tuesday and go, okay, where's the league? So here's where we sit. The Boston Celtics, by their record, are far and away by their record. I mean, look how far ahead they are in the East. They've already clinched a playoff spot. Today's the first day of spring, by the way.
Actually, I was wrong. It's tomorrow.
What?
It was misinformed. First day of spring.
Oh, I thought it was today. Well, it's somewhere on this planet, it's tomorrow.
Oh no, it is today. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It's today. It's the vernal. It's the vernal equinox.
We did it. We made it.
So dance around your. Do you do the vernal equinox yearly sacrifice?
I do the dance to Rico Suave.
Yeah, that's what we'll be doing later to make sure that you have a fertile and happy 2024 spring. But it is the first day of spring. And you need to, the Celtics are already in the playoffs. If they don't win it this year, they're going to be on the hook for what appears to be nearly $600 million a year. I mean, total. 60 million minimum. No, what am I talking about? 80 million minimum to two dudes on that roster. It'd be hard to survive. So this is kind of it. And I don't think they can beat Denver.
It's pretty wild. I mean, Denver has kind of mastered. There was a LeBron quote a long time ago back when the Isaiah Thomas Celtics were kind of dominating things. Remember they finished as the 1 seed in the East, and I had never thought of it this way. I mean, until like it crystallized with a LeBron quote because he was asked like, well, don't you care about being the 1 seed versus the 2 seed or whatever? And he said, why? We can just go take it back in 48 minutes. Like that's just was a really like powerful way to kind of emphasize that notion. And I think Denver has mastered that. Denver's like, we're in, we're fine. We don't have to worry about this. Boston just feels a little bit like too heavy of a foot on the gas for me. I'm starting to get a little bit concerned.
You said it earlier, and I don't know. There's some witchcraft to getting your team as a coach to getting your team running, but I'm not a believer in you peak too early. I don't buy that. Now you can play really well and kind of lose a little bit, but peaking too early and not being able to be what you were, that's normally because when they say that about you, it's normally because somebody got hurt. You peaked too early. No, that guy's rolled an ankle and he wasn't what he was. That's normally how it goes. So I don't really buy wow, you're just playing too well. I've never really understood that. So I love the way that they play. They're head and shoulders above, but you look at who's coming for them. I don't know about Embiid. Yeah, I'm talking about the Celtics. I don't know about it whether Embiid's going to be able to come back, but that's certainly a worry. Milwaukee, I don't know what to make of Milwaukee. They, about every fourth game, we get mad at Doc and go, here goes the Doc Rivers quotient. But then you see a turnaround and you watch them play phenomenal. You watch Dame do some things that we've been waiting on him to do all season long. So
if I have to pick, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I think that the Celtics, while they look extraordinary, this is a very tough time for them. They've got to do something, and I don't think they can do it.
I'm going to choose to believe in Boston, which is, I don't want to say like going against my own, like, I don't think it's an illogical thing to do. You know what I mean? It isn't like a whatever. I don't know that I would consider them snake bitten, but if I have to pick an Eastern team that can challenge them, it's probably Milwaukee. But I don't want to bet on Doc. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what makes this tough. There's a really like obvious flaw with every East team that isn't Boston. Right? Like our reason for veering away from Boston is like, oh well, this just can't work out this way. It just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? The bottom is going to come out at some point. Milwaukee has the Doc of it all. Philly has the Embiid factor, and you don't know exactly how that's going to hold. You don't particularly buy Cleveland in this having some staying power. The Knicks are, I mean,
watch the Knicks though. I'm glad you got to the Knicks.
Well,
they're won 6 straight road games.
Do you want to trust them? Is that who you want to trust?
It's not that I don't trust them, but I can tell you this: they have the look and feel of a spoiler.
So you're saying like their finals is knocking off Boston, and
yes,
then just like
they have the look and
after.
feel of being the team that takes out a contender. Because they win on the road. When you're winning, that's Tibbs basketball, man. And that Tibbs ball, if they can disrupt you at home and they can get the Garden rocking, that looks like, of all the teams kind of floating around there in the middle, they look like this year's Miami. That if a team can put together culture and possibilities, Jalen Brunson, a year into this, who is doing so much more than I will have to admit that I ever thought he was going to be capable of. But watching the Knicks right now, the way that they're playing just tough-minded basketball, they've adopted not Tibbs. Tibbs had the idea. They've adopted Brunson. They are now Brunson-esque. They ain't Tibbs-esque. And it shows.
He's something else. I mean, obviously, there's not a lot of Knicks basketball to like really hang your hat on in
40 points 7 times.
No, I mean, again. So, I mean, but you're banking on them being something,
all I know
extraordinary.
Is if I'm Milwaukee or I am, well, certainly Milwaukee and Philly, I don't know how they're going to shake things out, but they're playing better without Embiid. But if I'm an upper echelon team and I run into the Knicks second, third round, that's not going to be pretty.
I'm not betting on that. If you want to, that's fine. I mean, so like the horse you're betting on outside of Boston in the East, are the Knicks that high on your radar? Or
No,
are they in?
I'm just saying when I watch a team win 6 consecutive games on the road, I look at a team that can be a spoiler. The Celtics are so far ahead of the next best team in Milwaukee that to me, it's not even close. And then if you go through the power rankings, if you just go slot the rest of the NBA, you don't get to another team in the East until, I don't know, Cleveland. And that's ahead of the Knicks. I'm talking about, if you look through the East, it is Boston, and that's it.
There is a massive gap. There's no question about it. And that it's so hard to be that team. You know what I mean? To carry that pressure where everyone is like, oh, you're just going to wipe the floor on your way to the finals.
But here's the good news. Remember back in the good old days, for those of us remember what we call the good old days, which normally means, it wasn't all that good. That's just the last thing we can remember. The West, if you were a Laker fan, the Lakers used to just run through the West. It was just practice. And then the Celtics, it was a slugfest, man. Every round, it was 7 games. They had to get through Atlanta, and then the Celtics would have to get through a Milwaukee team or a Knicks team, and then they'd finally get to the finals and were punch drunk by the time they got there. It was such a battle, and the Lakers would roll in every other year ready to go. There is the possibility that the Celtics skate through the East, like 4 games, 5 games, 3 games, 4 games. I mean, just bam, 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 and sit rested and relaxed, waiting for the bloodbath in the West. So what I'm saying is, it's not going to get any easier ever than it will for the Celtics than it will this year. And the thing is, it's also the cliff.
The separation obviously doesn't exist for Denver, but who's your Knicks of the West right now? The team who you're kind of like, I could kind of see
New Orleans.
It's
the Pelicans,
maybe,
man.
But no.
Sacramento or the Pelicans are the 2 teams that I look at going, Sacramento, the way Sabonis can stack doubles, and those guards for Sacramento can run by some dudes. If Mike can get them playing, if Coach Brown can get them playing the defense that he likes them to play, that's a scary team. And
Minnesota.
Minnesota, I put there on the upper echelon. That's not Knicks. They could win this thing.
Okay, like would-be challengers. Minnesota's our Milwaukee of the West.
I think that's exactly. I think when I look at the West right now, it is Denver 1A, and then you've got a couple of A's and B's, because Minnesota could wake up. I think the Clippers, if they're full force, are going to be a force to deal with. And man, it's still LeBron. You still got Phoenix and KD messing around. The way I've watched New Orleans play in the last couple of days, that's a team that could scare people. So I think if that's the Knicks, for me, they're the Knicks of the West.
I think we would enjoy this, obviously, but there's a world where the Thunder take the 1 seed in the West.
That's the 3rd team in the West. I'm like, Minnesota, Oklahoma City. I don't know.
What I think would be enjoyable or funny would be, say they take the 1, and that's why, like, I think Denver's like, okay, fine, you want to take LeBron or Stefan, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not saying that if I'm them, that I'm afraid of the Lakers or the Warriors right now, but you're kind of afraid, right? Like you can never not be afraid.
It's like Jason Voorhees. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Not
like
dead yet.
You really want to be the 1 seed, and you think you're big bad. You're going to knock out LeBron or Steph in the first round. Like I don't want to be the person that tries to do that. Like it's a similar crown to wear to what we're talking about Boston, and a similar sort of effect.
The not dead yet Lakers with Anthony Davis, who could wake up and throw a triple-double at any moment. They're the ones that are lurking. Maybe they're the most appropriate Knicks team.
Maybe. You're saying the Lakers are.
Yeah, they're the ones that are lurking. I wouldn't want to play them, though most teams, when they do play them, will probably be on the whole more talented. I mean, you're still dealing with LeBron and AD, but for the most part, I think teams that play the Lakers now don't come in terrified. But they do know they got to get over the hump with LeBron, who isn't going to give it to you. You're going to have to beat him. Morvey on the Brigade Bar. I don't trust Tatum. He doesn't show up for big games. Jalen, I don't trust him either. The Celtics is not going to get to the finals. Dude, look at what they're doing. How many teams have they beaten by 50? They've already clinched. They just won by 25 again last night. This team, when they get going downhill, you haven't seen the likes of this for a bit. That's an offensive juggernaut. So I'm not going to go that far, but I'll tell you what, if at the end of this season, Tatum doesn't do it and we see a collapse, I'm going to start putting them in paragraphs that include Charles Barkley and LaMelo or Carmelo.
He's flying close to the sun here. And that's why the like insane regular season is scary. You know what I'm saying? Like he's checking all the boxes for the like heartbreaking summer ahead. You know what I mean? It could go the other way and I would love it for him, but we've seen this movie many times before. Now, and it generally doesn't end well.
And today, there's a big lottery drawing today, right? Like there's a 600 or 800 million. I don't know. The billboards are dark when I'm driving, but I know that there's a big one floating around. I want to put a lottery dream in your head as we get ready to go to break. Okay. That doesn't work out for the Celtics. That they lose and Tatum has the bad one. Free agent period is now open. They've got Jalen already on the hook for a lot of money. They've got Kristaps in the building. The Spurs sit quietly down south with a whole bunch of draft picks and a desperate need to acquire someone to carry the load. A guy that Coach Popovich has worked with Team USA, a team that we have made a deal with in the past with Derek White, a franchise that we understand the value of greatness and how we can help them achieve that in the long run by giving them the proper picks to go out and be great. And at the same time, unload what will be, I will say, $55 to $60 million a year contract that the Spurs can deal with right now because Wemby's getting rookie money, kind of like quarterback stuff. Maybe, just maybe, there's something to that. As we look to improve the teams, we're going to talk Spurs in just a couple of minutes, and you're going to hear from Brian Windhorst. He's talking with the Spurs embedded reporter Andrew Lopez on the Hoop Collective. Interesting conversation, and the gist of it was maybe the fast forward button needs to be pushed as they get moving. Hey, coming back, let's look at those Spurs. They do have the Mavs tonight. What do they got to do to slow down Luka? Who gets the draw to slow down a point guard that is on fire? And what is the problem with Trey Jones? We will figure it out next. He's RJ, I'm Rob, and this is the Morning Huddle. We'll be
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by Sierra Auto Group. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Do you want the most money for your used car and a hassle-free process? Give Me the VIN. We'll beat your written CarMax offer or write you a check for $100. It's that simple. Give Me the VIN is fast, easy, reliable, and pays top dollar for your car. It's that simple. Give Me the VIN is A+ rated by the BBB. Get an instant cash offer and the most money for your used car right now at GiveMeTheVIN.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
George gets justice. In life's most challenging moments, getting the right help matters most if you've been injured. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. With a track record of success and a dedication to their clients, George gets justice. George Salinas Injury Lawyers is not just a law firm. They're your support system. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
The Basketball Madness is back at Twin Peaks, and you already know how San Antonio Sports Star does it. This Thursday and Friday, join us for a full-court live broadcast with the lovely ladies at Twin Peaks. Here's your chance to call out of work and catch all the madness in the best seats in the house. That's this Thursday. We're live from 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks at De Zavala. And then Friday, we're doing it all again, 2 to 7 at Twin Peaks, the Live Oak location. Catch all the Basketball Madness live with us. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
When it's time for the March Mania brackets to bust wide open. as I was saying, it's mad. The mania of March at BetUS.com is all about those buzzer beat bonus offers. And when the madness starts and Cinderella man steps onto the BetUS always has your back with back-to-back 125% sign-up bonuses on your first 3 deposits and even 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS.com Sportsbook and Casino, where the game... Join today. BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, where the game begins.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
March is National Nutrition Month. Metro Health invites you to go beyond the table to celebrate food and its role in health and wellness. Whether we eat around a dinner table, on the go, or at a restaurant, choosing what we eat is important. Stay nourished on any budget. Metro Health offers information and resources to help you and your family savor your health. For tips, recipes, and much more, visit sa.gov/health. Eat well, feel great.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson for Tri-County Meat Market, your locally owned full-service meat market. Tri-County has 2 great locations, Keebner Road and Ralph Fair, stocked full of everything you need to up your grilling game. You're looking for the perfect cut of beef, they've got it, and if they don't have it, they'll cut it for you. Roast chicken, prepare foods, they've got it. The 5 for $25 is always in play. If you're a first responder, 10% off the best meat you're going to find. Tri-County Meat Market. Head over to either location, put some good meat on the grill, and thank me later.
Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com.
San Antonians love a good party, and the Valero Texas Open is one you don't want to miss. Enjoy food, drinks, and the world's best PGA Tour pros as they tee it up at TPC San Antonio. Proceeds help us continue a long-standing tradition of giving back to our community. So buy tickets on ValeroTexasOpen.com and join us April 4th through the 7th.
Check out the 2024 Basketball Mayhem at sasportstar.com. Enter your best bracket for the chance to win an incredible $1 million prize at sasportstar.com.
Hey, huddle up. Got something to do here. Let's give away some tickets. You know, we got World Championship Boxing coming back to San Antonio. Freddie Roach, the legendary trainer of the Rising Star, Gio Cabrera, will be headlining the boxing event coming up at the Tech Port. We'll have Justin Figueroa, Sharia Maru, if I say that correctly, along with several other Texas fighters. It's Saturday, March the 30th. You want to go. The doors are going to open at 5. You need to buy the tickets at dmpboxing.com. I have a pair for you right now. Get on your device and dial 656-3776. And when you speak to Edwin, if you are the 6th caller, you're going to join a bunch of cool folks down at the Tech Port for some world-class world championship boxing. Freddie Roach will be in the building, and Gio Cabrera will be headlining a boxing event. Techport, the 30th. If you call her 6th, you will be going on our dime. Thanks for listening, and another reason it pays to listen all day, every day, as they say in the hood. Airy.
Word.
You down with that?
I've been down.
Can they stack 2, man?
No. If this was, I don't know, Brooklyn, maybe, but definitely not. I would love to be wrong, but I don't know how anybody can legitimately believe the Spurs are walking away with a dub tonight.
The Mavericks have done a pretty good job at slowing down Wemby over the year. I'm going to pull up my numbers here. I'm looking at the over/under for Wemby as we head into the
On your
break.
prize picks, use code Alamo.
Huh?
So on your prize picks.
Yeah, use the code Alamo and you'll get yourself some free money to play with. Let me get in there for a second. Oh, this is going to be much.
Last time they played was on Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So it has been a minute, to say the least.
The Mavs come. I'll pull that up in a minute. I'm going to put the over on this. I will say that Wemby will get more than expected because I do think that what we saw in overtime against the Mavs is what Pop has been waiting on. We love the fact that he is a team-oriented, group-first guy, an egalitarian in the greatest of the French Revolution sense, that this is all for one and one for all kind of a thing. But the fact of the matter is, it's not the three musketeers. You are the musketeer. And what we saw in overtime the other night was him taking the game over in ways that he can do like nobody else in the league. He, in the overtime and late in the fourth, became a guard dog, and no one was getting to the rim. No one. And it had nothing to do with buckets, which mattered. It was the defense that single-handedly turned that game, the likes of which nobody else in the league can do, because not only can he block your shot, he can grab that shot, dribble coast to coast, wrap around, and finger roll it in from the three-point line. He can do that.
He can. That's true.
And he can single-handedly do it every night when he finally decides, I'm the best guy out here. Let me show you why.
You think it's happening tonight, though? You think he can single-handedly do it tonight?
When you look at a guy who was unique in Luka, who came out to the same kind of, oh my goodness, look at this guy. He's already a pro. He came out more prepared. But when you're looking at the international, this is a little bit of the big dog on the other side of the ocean kind of thing. I think there's some, if I'm Pop, I'm talking it up. Like it's you and Luka, man. We're going to talk about who's going to be on the billboards in Serbia and in Paris and Lyon. Is it going to be you or Luka?
Well, if I'm Victor, I'm saying then give me some help. Right now, I'm
talking about mano y mano. You're going to have to match him point for point. You're going to have to match him bucket for bucket. Go out and match him. We're not worried about wins. I'm looking for numbers for you tonight. And I'm going to play you appropriate minutes to go and show this is a guy you're going to see in the Olympics. This is a guy that's going to be forever compared to the other Euro.
Well, you think he's going to play appropriate minutes to do that?
Yes, he has to worry. But he has a little bit of a break. And I'll tell you this, the Joker embarrassed him the other night.
Well, yeah, I mean, he embarrasses most people.
That's the other thing that if I'm Pop, man, go out and get something tonight. Because I want to see those two matched up out on the outside. I would deliberately put him on Luka for a while. I would deliberately say, go get him, cover him for the next 4 minutes. Just to see what happens, because he can guard him out there.
Of course he can. Again, all these things exist in the realm of possibility, but it's the realm of popability right now. You know what I mean? It's what is Pop gonna allow? And can you not see this like being competitive, and then it's time to pull Wemby and the game gets away from them, and then it's all kind of lost its meaning? Like, yeah, they'll be within 8 for most of the second quarter. And they'll go to halftime down 7, and then they'll come out in the third quarter, and the lead balloons, and then it's all kind of out the window at that point.
You described the last game, but they survived the last mistake. They survived the last mistake.
The horrible design.
Well, I don't know about design. The execution was certainly awful, but I have to assume the design played into that. Hey, we're going to continue talking Spurs in the next hour, but coming around the bend, it is the dawn of a new era. The Cowboys make a move, and Dr. Jason Garrett joins us as we look around the world of injuries and how they affect your play and your pay. Hold on. So much to do here on the Morning Huddle. You need to hang around with us. You're on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You know, being a proud patient of Dr. Jacob Torres, of the Institute for Functional Health. It's getting to the point where now I've been talking about it for so long that now I have to kind of live up to what I say. People hear me talk about me losing weight, but when I'm out and about and people walk up and go, you know what, you're right, you do look different. That's one of the great things about losing a little bit of weight and talking about it. Not only is it an incentive to continue, I'm being held to a standard that I'm talking about it. And it's been so easy to do that because Dr. Torres taught me how to live, taught me how to eat and live a way that will keep me going for a long time. I'm no longer dieting. I'm living my life. I'm doing what is required to feed myself. I'm a foodie. I enjoy it, but I have learned how to eat and how to maintain my health and weight. And Dr. Torres is solely responsible for that. I walked into his doors 7-8 years ago, 300 pounds, sweaty, tired, sore, all the things that go along with being overweight. And he convinced me to give it a shot. He told me that, I've worked with guys just like you, and sometimes there's reason behind it. Let's do some testing. Sometimes genetics have played a role into that. You're not just not able to lose weight. There's something behind it. We did the testing. We put together a program that fit, and I'll tell you what, 8 years later, it works, and it'll work for you. But you're going to have to find out for yourself, and you're going to have to make the commitment. Dr. Torres is going to step in. They're going to commit to you, but can you commit to yourself? And once you decide that you can, I want you to call Dr. Torres and let him explain to you why what he did for me has been so valuable and will keep me going. The number's 210-468-1891, 468-1891. The website is iffhealth.com. Go there, do your diligence, talk to Dr. Torres, and find out that you can lose weight. And before you know it, you're going to feel good about yourself. Once again, call him today. He'll change your life. And when he does, I want you to come over and thank me later.
It's coming. It's almost here.
Seed will head to the Elite Eight.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is your home for college basketball's national championship.
On their way to their 12th national title game.
68 teams, Sweet 16, Elite 8, the Final Four. One winner takes all. Hear it all on your home for March Madness. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, presented by Westwood One.
Planning for spring at Lowe's means big savings on outdoor power equipment, and Lowe's knows nothing feels better than free. Buy one select Ego string trimmer, leaf blower, or mower kit. Get one select 56-volt battery free. That's up to a $299 value. Power through spring with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 4/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
My new exercise bike. Yeah, more like my $1,500 coat rack.
At Babbel, we get it. Learning something new is hard, especially a new language.
My Spanish starts and ends at Adios.
Make it easy on yourself with Babbel. In just 10 minutes a day, you can start having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Hola, Espanol.
It starts here. To try Babbel free, text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Ulta Beauty's semi-annual beauty event is happening now. Unleash your love for beauty with 50% off daily beauty steals on hair, skin, makeup, and fragrance. Shop your favorite brands like Tarte and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, grab perfect hair care pairs from brands like Redken and Olaplex. And check out new arrivals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Dyson. Shop the Ulta Beauty semi-annual beauty event online, in-store, or try pickup today. Now through March 28th. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
Now, during Staples Print Big Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more. Up to $100. Ends 4/6. Visit staples.com/print for details.
When was the last time you went to the dentist? Need a new dentist? Hi, Jason Minix here. Go see my dentist at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. Smile Structure can handle all your dentistry needs, from general dentistry to oral surgery, orthodontics for the kids, or Invisalign for adults. Mention this ad, get a free exam and x-rays. Veteran owned with 5 San Antonio area locations. Learn more and book an appointment online at smilestructure.com. That's smilestructure.com.
Want to see the dedication and discipline it takes to become a world champion boxer? Witness 21-1 world-ranked Gio Cabrera, trained by the legendary Freddie Roach, who's worked with the likes of champion Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, and Julio Cesar Chavez. Come to training exhibition and fan experience at Smoke, Texas and Sky Bar, located at 501 East Crockett in downtown San Antonio. Free to the public. Thursday, March 28th, starting at 5 p.m. Go to dmpboxing.com. Brought to you by Everlast, Quintana Rum, and Desi Martinez Promotions.
At BetUS.com, why do we care about a college basketball tournament every March? Where bets mean everything? Because it's March Mania, where glory triumphs and anything can happen. Where underdogs can make or break our hearts. Because it's March Mania, where brackets are broken and buzzers are beaten. And there's always been a sportsbook there for you and your best buds. Because it's March Mania. BetUS has been with you through 30 marches together. And like any good six-man, we've always had your back. And because it's March, BetUS.com is matching the mania with a mad offer. Back, 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And the extra confidence that comes from a 10% gambler's insurance. Because anything can happen during March Mania. BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, where the game begins. Get started today.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. The Cowboys have a running back, Enrico Dowdle, back in the fold. What other moves will they make? We'll talk about it with Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk. She joined us at 5:15. Plus, we do have tournament games that actually start tonight, although the real tournament starts on Thursday night. I know, Rob Thompson, you're really happy studying the brackets. What is, Rob, the mascot for Stetson University?
Aren't they like isn't that a hat? What is the mascot for the Stetson University?
They are the Fighting.
They are the Hatters. I was right. They are. I thought they were. They're the Hatters.
That seems way too coincidental.
Oh, well, it's, it is what it is. But they are, in fact, so touche there, Jason Minix. Now, what's stronger, a Hatter or a Catamount?
Definitely a Catamount.
And you would think so. And I don't even know what that is. Are you mad as a Hatter?
Well, I don't know. Are there not Mad Hatters? Like, Mad Hatters is a great place in College Station. But
isn't that where they make tea?
No.
Oh. There was a Mad Hatter's tea here.
Have you ever, like, the Mad Hatter is a dude, but, like, is there a normal Hatter?
No, they're all crazy. Every one of them. Certifiable. Bonzo. Just gone. Nuts. I don't know.
Tough scene.
It's a new era. I don't know if you noticed, and we'd like to thank Dak Prescott for helping usher in what will be an extraordinary era with the Dallas Cowboys. We started yesterday with the news that Dak had agreed, and he had to agree to the restructuring. We've talked a lot about it. It gave the Cowboys a little bit about $5 million to play with. They took a little bit of that money and immediately signed current and now future running back for the Dallas Cowboys, Rico Dowdle.
I know that you want to talk about Rico Dowdle, but if you allow me, there's some information that's come out this morning that will depress you.
You can say it, but as long as I get to hear this, who can be depressed when it is the dawn of the Suave?
Albert Breer from the MMQB, this great work. One of the league's foremost insiders shared the contract details for Tyron Smith.
To the Jets when he waved goodbye to the Cowboys, yes?
Correct. So Tyron Smith's deal was reported to be worth up to $20 million. Up to does a lot of lifting.
Easily attainable bonuses or?
Well, so he has $6.5 million fully guaranteed. Okay?
It's a pretty good deal.
He's got $250,000 every playoff win, not a big deal. $500,000 if he makes the Pro Bowl, also not a big deal.
Yeah.
So there in the NFL and in NFL contracts, there are what are called likely to be earned incentives and not likely to be earned incentives.
And are they weighted differently according to?
So likely to be earned incentives are charged to the cap space for the player. You have to carry the cap space. And
so, like, if you play in one game, that's a likely attainable salary bonus.
Right. Well, and it's also based off of play time the previous year,
Mhm.
accomplishments the previous year, whatever. So the likely to be earned incentives are applied to the current salary cap. So for the Jets, the 2024 season, if he doesn't reach them, you are credited that cap space next year. Right. So
Oh.
if
it's
he
not
doesn't reach, if he doesn't reach those incentives, you will get that cap space back, but just not to the following year. But you do have to kind of charge it, so to speak, right now.
because they're easily attainable.
Right. Now, the not likely to be earned incentives are not charged to your current salary cap because they are obviously not likely to be earned, but they do
But
exist
if
in the event of
attained,
whatever.
are they charged against future?
They are charged next year. So if he were to hit those extra the extra cap space that he would obviously then require would be charged to next year's salary cap. That being said, $6.5 million fully guaranteed. The likely to be earned incentives for Tyron carry $5.75 million. So you're talking about $12.25 million. That's it.
That's nothing.
That's what Tyron's on the books for
For a left
this year.
tackle.
For one of the best left tackles
Well,
in the NFL.
no, let's not paint too pretty a picture.
He
when
was literally
available.
he was literally PFF's highest graded left tackle in the NFL last year.
He is walking on half-inch ice, man. It maybe,
Dude.
maybe not. I don't know.
But you're supposed to be all in right now. That's the part. You're supposed to be. I mean,
okay.
For
Your definition
him,
of what is all in and mine might not be the same thing.
I agree with that, Jerry.
It's so frustrating that they wouldn't do this.
No, RJ, don't you see? You're lost in this darkness. Tyron is a risk. A risk. He might be a good risk.
You are lost
I'm
in
not
the
coping. This
You
guy,
are coping.
we were waving goodbye to Tyron for 2 years. He had a good year last year, which tells me the odds are he's going to spend most of this year watching the game.
Okay, then if he does, you carry a $6.5 million salary cap charge for him, and you get cap space back next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, so big deal. You're talking about quibbling over $5.75 million in salary cap space, which, as we learned yesterday, they can very quickly create by restructuring Dak Prescott's contract. So if you're really letting let's round up $6 million in salary cap space be the deterrent towards bringing in a lottery ticket on the best left tackle in the NFL and not.
He's not the best left tackle in the NFL. He's not even the best left tackle in the division.
Falsehoods. He was literally the highest graded left tackle, the highest graded tackle in the NFL last year.
Heard from his 2 years ago. It's not a matter of if or when.
No, but we're talking about the season we're coming off of. He's the best tackle in the NFL. So for you to say he's not is just you like defying complete and total evidence that's in your face.
You're painting the Cowboys as being, and they have every right to be abused. But this one, when you let a guy go who you cannot count on, you can't.
If they had let him go and there was more guaranteed money involved, then fine. But we're talking about $12.25 million.
They let talent go. They did. I'm not arguing with you on that, but I am not going to paint him into this picture that he was the best left tackle in the world.
Rob,
and
he was. Again, you're literally denying complete and total.
The Spurs led the NBA in 3-point shooting just a couple of days ago.
They did, and that was completely true at that moment in time.
At
but
that
across the
moment in
whole
time,
of last season, there was not a single tackle graded higher than Tyron Smith. He played 13 games. He did miss time, but I would come. You're talking about paying fewer than $1 million per start for him then to play when he did play at the highest level of any tackle in the NFL.
I'm not quibbling with the loss of talent. They lost it. But isn't this devastating loss? And you know as well as I do that the Jets, they're playing with fire, and the chances of him playing even half of the season.
That's why they structured the contract the way they did.
Right.
There's no reason the Cowboys couldn't have done this. That's what's silly. So now they've created another hole that has a domino effect on the holes that they've created, and they're stuck.
So after 9 o'clock.
There's no reason that they shouldn't have done this.
Let's see if we can continue to put the pieces together. If there is no plan, this is a ship afloat. I mean, there is no plan, there is no rudder. They're just floating around. But a lot of things have happened either by commission or omission. And we put the pieces together. I mean, they let him go. And they let him go for pennies on the dollar. There's no getting around it. But is there a reason? Could there be a reason behind it?
What would the reason be if you're trying to win a Super Bowl?
To further prove the narrative that this team is going to blow up and they're going to do it whether rightly or wrongly, whether the correct way or not, this thing is about to explode.
I don't think it's about to explode. Because to say it would explode would require there to be some sort of explosive material within it. I think it's just going to fizzle. Like it's
same
not.
thing. This is over.
No, but No,
It's
but
over.
that's different. Like they're on the verge of being a really not good team. I mean, and I don't mean like 3 wins or anything like that, but they're on the verge of just like chaos following them on a weekly basis. And that's a tough scene.
It is tough to say goodbye to a guy that you know is going to put on a gold jacket, who could still contribute. I'm not discounting the quality of what he meant. And I will say, even more important, as we talked about Leighton Vander Esch earlier, the exit in the locker room, the leadership and guidance that Tyron brought, there was no bigger shadow in the locker room than Tyron. And that's one of the great benefits of being out at training camp and just watching how that man was treated, because he was treated like a deity. He walked into the weight room. It was his music. He wanted the bench press. You got up and got out of the way and spotted.
I would push back against Goldfinger 123 in the Brigade Bar. Says this is where the chips have fallen. That you are falling into the trap. That is what the Joneses want you to do. They want you to give up and say, hey, well, it is what it is. I mean, we just got to move forward, whatever. This isn't where the chips fell. This is where they pushed the chips. They had the power in their hands all along. I agree with you. And to your point, Rob, he was the longest tenured Cowboy.
Yeah.
So you're pushing him out the door again.
No, they're letting him go at the end of what has been a great career.
But you're letting somebody else pay him pennies on the dollar so you can pick up a 5th round compensatory pick next year.
And maybe work another tackle into the place where he should be all along.
Do you really trust them to do that effectively?
Well, I mean, that's their mindset, and I'm just putting myself in the Jones boys' attitude. And they had said goodbye to Tyron. Man, it's a wide open area. There's not a lot here. They had said goodbye to Tyron a couple of years ago, and last year was a bonus. One of the few things they got truly lucky with was how healthy he did stay, and even that was only 13 games.
I would completely sign up for this deal. This is organizational, not quite malpractice, but malfeasance. There's no reason that if you are committed to success in the NFL that you don't do this. That's who the Cowboys are.
They have the opportunity. What's the kid's name?
Tyler Smith.
No. The draft pick that's been around here for a couple years.
Tyler Smith.
No, not the other. No. He was mentioned. I'm buffering and I can't get it up there. But we have a backup tackle, and it's not Smith who is going to get the gig, and that's the reason he was drafted. The Cowboys drafted him to replace Tyron. They were lucky, and he was able to do other stuff.
Tyler Smith. That's what we're
talking
about.
I can't remember the other guy who was not drafted to replace anybody. I was going to make a joke about the depth of their line, which right now there is none. But the fact of the matter is, saying goodbye to Tyron was said last year, and they got lucky. This year, they drafted Tyler Smith to be that left tackle. He will end up getting paid in the appropriate manner. But right now, they do have a pretty cheap left tackle. They do. It's a benefit that you kind of chase,
what it's about, man.
Like with quarterbacks. Well, I'm just saying, let's give credit where it is due, and there is some money there. But the fact of the matter is, even if they wanted to pay Tyron with what? With what? They ain't got no money.
Don't take the cheese.
There
they do
is,
have
Matt.
the money.
Well,
they can completely and totally find the money. This is so.
They found the
silly.
money to pay him. Let's hear the music. They found the money. Dak did it. Here it comes. It is the dawn of the era that is the Rico Dowdle. You can find money in the couches and get yourself a bag with his own theme song.
I hope you visit a chiropractor after this, after moving your body like this. This is.
I'm loosening up. Cut down a tree yesterday. I haven't felt more manly. I held the axe. I didn't actually swing it. I walked out the door, and this dude walked out, and he was kind of behind his pickup truck, and he came walking around the side of his pickup truck, and he had put on a tool belt, and he had a chainsaw hanging from both sides. You want to talk about a genuine badass look? Walk up to somebody with not one, but 2 chainsaws clipped onto your belt.
That's the way ballers roll.
Man, game respects game. I stood back and watched that guy climb up a tree and dispatch 10,000 pounds of wood in about an hour. It was an impressive sight. And then he left, and now
you're talking about it.
Now I'm stuck with getting rid of the 10,000 pounds of wood and brush. Anybody got a chipper, a wood chipper? You want to let me borrow? I didn't think about the second half of this prospect.
Well,
that's a lot of wood.
It could be worse.
It could be worse. It could be raining. You could be headed toward a game tonight with both hands tied behind your back, a team that could be looking to stack wins and 2 straight home games in different courts and different area codes. It can be done. Can the Spurs do it? 9 o'clock hour, just around the bend, we're going to look at Leighton Vander Esch. He said goodbye. The middle linebacker spot with the Dallas Cowboys.
That's
a lot
the
of
new era.
names.
Yeah.
And the new one has been
once
added.
upon a time.
Yes, there's been a lot of, I was on with James yesterday, and we were talking about Leighton Vander Esch, and we were reflecting on the Sean Lee era. Who was the middle linebacker prior to Sean Lee?
I mean, probably Zach Thomas is probably the best.
Zach was
example.
there, and and prior to Zach, we got him at the end of his career, but
Aiken Adele.
There's one that was brought up.
Obviously, was in that mix.
And what Coakley?
He was. That's running back.
Yeah, those two are kind of like inside linebacker types in that. Not a lot of history. Not since Leroy Jordan.
I mean, it's just a lot of potential, a lot of great moments, but not elongated careers, and that's.
And injury.
I mean, if you're going Leroy, you're glossing over Ken Norton Jr.
Ken Norton, Super Bowl era. That's true. And he was a healthy long-term player. He left on his own accord. He didn't leave because of injury. And that might be the only one that stands out. Is the modern league appropriate for middle linebackers? Is that a highly sought after position?
Today it is. That's the position group.
Do people want to be middle linebacker?
But the Cowboys are, prioritizing in the draft. That's how they roll.
I know the Cowboys need that, but is that because I look at Fred Warner?
Yeah, I mean, again, you have to have that position in the NFL to compete these days. And I was going to go far and few in between.
Yeah, where is it after Fred Warner?
Bobby Wagner's still kind of doing it.
Devin White was out there, and you don't really like Devin White, but he's an interior guy.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot.
There aren't a lot of great ones, which is why having one of them is a good thing. Eric Kendricks, you never know.
Well, is he?
No. No, he's not.
But he's more of a coach on the field. That's why he's here. He's a Zimmer guy who knows the Zimmer D, who gets the green dot, who will be calling the offenses or the defenses on the field. That's the plan, right?
Basically.
I have a green dot on my cans right here. I can. Coach Edwin, he talks me all the way up until 5 seconds before. Like right now, he's talking in my ear. You can't hear him, but he's actually singing right now. We're going to be right back. We've got a lot to get into in the 9 o'clock hour. We want to make sure that you stay with us. Hey, we're going to look around the brackets. How do they look? Where the potential upsets are? The Spurs do come home, although they really never left. If you look at the record books, they've taken on the Mavs tonight, welcoming in Luka and Kyrie. They're hot. Can the Spurs cool them off? We'll also look around the rest of the NBA as it looks like the Celtics are running away and hiding. Hang around with us. They got so much to do and so little time to do it. This is the Morning Huddle, and you have chosen correctly. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The way you handle your water every day matters as we head into the spring and summer seasons. Your water is going to be a valuable asset in your home. Some of us are going to get to water, others aren't. The water matters. The water coming into your home plays a valuable role in your life. You want to make sure it's as clean as possible. Connecticut, around San Antonio for a long time, and selling water softeners to your neighbors for years. And that's what they say, and I believe it's the last water softener they're ever going to own. You should find out what we know. The Knippas want to take care of you, and the way they'd like to offer you the opportunity to get a Connecticut is to have one in your home for free. For the next 90 days, we want you to find out what Connecticut does. This is a water softener designed in the United States, made with the idea of what South Texas has to deal with. The Kinetic Energy takes care of your water in a way no other water softener can. See, you don't even plug a Connecticut water softener in. It doesn't work off power. There's not a motherboard to break. It doesn't run when you're not turning on the water. It works with Kinetic Energy. I don't know. It's science. It just works. You're going to find out that in 90 days, you're going to have the best water softener and water quality you've ever had. That white stuff you've seen on your glasses, gone. That stuff on your skin and on your hair, gone. The water you're drinking and you're giving to your pets, clean as God intended. Even though our aquifer sends us some fine water, it makes some good sweet tea and a fine light beer, let me tell you, but that water has some sediment in it. You don't want it in your mouth and certainly not in your pipes. Call Connecticut today at 656-PURE. They'll come out post-haste and prove to you what I'm telling you. You need more details? I recommend you get them. Go to ConnecticutSA.com. Sing it while you're typing it. Go get yourself a Connecticut. Find out what San Antonio knows. It's the best water softener you can get. And when you do, I'm sure you're going to be thanking me later.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Head of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
People who come to cricket stay with cricket, just like our customer Jaron.
I'm the singer and guitarist in a band, and I use my Cricket phone for everything. It's basically like another band member.
Don't miss a single beat. Switch today and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial must bring your number to Cricket on up to a $60 a month voice plan depending on device. Select models only while supplies last. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See store for details.
Head over to Hulu this March, where our new shows and movies will keep you streaming all month long. Catch the acclaimed movie All of Us Strangers, starring Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott. Stream the new Hulu original limited series We Were the Lucky Ones with Joey King and Logan Lerman. And don't forget about Grey's Anatomy. Every Grey's episode ever is now streaming on Hulu. So, what are you waiting for? Go stream something new on Hulu.
Nigel, what's up with your hair?
Joel, prices are insane these days. I'm cutting my own hair.
Paying high prices. Good news. For a limited time, all quarter moon 14-SEER AC systems up to 3 tons are installed in your house for only $69.99. Now is the ideal time to take care of your home at the lowest price of the year.
Joel, I like saving money. I'm an influencer. Everywhere I go, people hand me change and say, bless your heart.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number M16004. DACLA 000743458.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Febreze.
Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, you know I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
This is the time of year to enjoy life. Stop letting that pain in your joints keep you from doing what you want this spring. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking about lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's a fact. QC Kinetics is literally transforming lives. Their advanced treatments harness your body's own natural ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Pro athletes have been doing this for decades, but now this life-changing treatment is available for you. So you can walk, run, climb stairs, play golf, and move again, pain-free. No pills, no risky surgery. QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients who have reclaimed their mobility. So take action now. It's a great use of your tax refund check, by the way. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
94.1 FM. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys opened their free agent. Well, they stayed busy yesterday. They converted some money from Dak, but they signed themselves a running back. His name is Rico Dowdle. You knew him. He played for the Cowboys last year. 89 carries and 360 yards Well, it was last season. They expect him to start this year. Leighton Vander Esch retired. Long career, 8 years, 1 Pro Bowl. We say goodbye to the Wolf Call.
Wembanyama three. Goes behind the back here. Oh! Little sidestep and a jam by Wembanyama. Drive. Oh, it's knocked away by Wembanyama.
This is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star with Rob Thompson and the managing editor of Blogging the Boys, RJ Ochoa. Now, here's Rob and RJ.
Hey, gather around. Huddle up. We got something to talk about. This is the Morning Huddle. He's RJ. I am Rob. We gather together to give you all you need in the last hour of what has been a fun show. If you missed anything, make sure you go to sasportstar.com. We call it the Audio Vault. It's really our podcast central. Anything you missed that is live from SA Sports Star, you can catch right there. Make sure you're watching us on your device. You can do that by going to the YouTube channel. We are at San Antonio Sports Star. This is the Morning Huddle. Make sure you subscribe, and you'll never have to worry about that again. And like on the regular, and all of our lives will carry on as appropriate. I had a donut over the break. I am sugar infused and ready to attack the hour the way that the day should be attacked.
We have a new Netflix announcement, Rob.
Ooh.
Did you watch the quarterback?
I did last year. I did. I enjoyed the quarterback run. I got to know Kirk Cousins in a way that I never had before. I grew a new appreciation for a plaid shirt and Dockers. It's the appropriate attire for a Southern gentleman down in Atlanta now. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Well, if you thought that Netflix, was going to do quarterback again, you are wrong.
Not so fast, my friend. What are they doing?
They're doing receiver. So the players who they are profiling, or who they did profile, I suppose, are Devontae Adams of the Las Vegas Raiders. So we'll get a look at the Josh McDaniels firing.
And the Taco Bell in his house.
Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. So somewhat of a look at Kirk Cousins, obviously. San Francisco 49ers pass catchers. George Kittle, not receiver, and Deebo Samuel.
And Deebo. Okay, both of them.
And finally, from the Detroit Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's a good follow there. I'd like to know more about this cat. I think that's a great idea. Although I will say this. I know enough about the wide receivers. They're always front and center. They're the crybabies. They're the divas. I know all about these cats. And all these guys, I know a fair amount about them enough. I know that it's not sexy. It's not big time, but I don't, teach me about these guys that I don't know. I'd like to know more about offensive linemen. This club that is. You know what I mean?
Maybe that'll be next year.
I would like to see. I know it's kind of dull, 3. But offensive linemen, to me, are always the most interesting dudes on the team.
In what sense?
Because they're the most real. Those are the guys that have to work so hard, and they have to be so much a team. I mean, so much of their success relies solely on the guy beside him. More than just about any other position. As good as you are, you look bad if the guy beside you doesn't look good.
That's true. The 49ers did kind of highlight that in the Super Bowl. They had that one offensive lineman who was like accidentally throwing his teammate under the bus. It was a tough scene. So
let's look at the Cowboys. The expectation is things are drying up. We said goodbye to Leighton Vander Esch as he retired due to the neck injury that kind of slowed him down over the last couple of years. But the Cowboys already had the answer there. The news was Rico Dowdle was signed, and we've made a joke of it. Do you think this is it? Is this going to be the running back tandem? Apart from a draft, they're going to have to draft somebody, right?
They're going to have to draft somebody, and everybody in the world knows that. So they've completely telegraphed their intentions. But they're going to pair some rookie with Rico Dowdle, and they'll act like it's a competition, and the rookie will have a great training camp, and they'll sell a bunch of jerseys, and they'll talk about him, how they've never seen, blah, blah, blah.
You're going to need some therapy, RJ. Yeah, I'm starting to worry about you. Your half-empty bottle is dried up. You've given up.
It's really sad what they are doing to a really proud. It feels like I said, Rob, I want to grill for you. Okay, great. Come on over and let's hang out, whatever. I said, dude, I went big because I love you so much. Wagyu. Here we go. And you're great. And I'm unwrapping it, taking it out of the package. And you're like, what a great piece of meat.
So you're telling me you're all in.
yeah, I mean, I want to, really fix you up. And okay, great. And I take out ketchup and say, let me let it marinate in some ketchup. And you're like, are you sure? Yeah, trust me, I got this. It's my binder. I use ketchup as a binder. I'm weird like that. Okay, great. Well, next I'm gonna let it soak in root beer for a little while because I really want the flavor. I want that sweet kick.
You know what? So far, let me give you some advice. Right now, I'm down. I'm like, you know what? This is getting weird, but I'm kind of interested to see how this turns out. Is there any way that they could do something like weird? We go, well, that's an odd move. I'm kind of you've got my interest piqued. I'm kind of in on this. Maybe it's not all for naught. I know we haven't done it.
Trading for Trey Lance. That was the weird thing. The like, hey, why don't I use my left hand instead? You know what I'm saying? Like that was the
little stranger
the weird way to try
got
things
you.
out a little bit. But we're well past that. I do feel for those of us in the middle of the Venn diagram. Gilberto Padilla says in the Brigade Bar, I'm going to need therapy too after being a Dallas fan and watching the Spurs waste Wemby's first.
Wow, see? They're both, I mean, the funny thing is to compare the two because they're both going in such remarkably different directions. They might be at the same place in the same time, but they're going different ways. And both of them intentionally doing that. I mean, the Cowboys, can't you just decide, look, they have done this wrong, but they're doing it with the best intentions. That Jerry can no longer justify the team that he has put together, and he's going to do everything he can, including gnawing his own hand off to get out of the situation he's in. And it's going to cause pain. He's not going to wait for help. He's not going to do anything other than rip the Band-Aid off, find the analogy, chew his paw off to get out of the situation he's in. And he's letting Tyron walk for a song. He's let defensive guys just take a bus to the Commanders. I mean, he's just let things go knowing, look, man, I'm not going to throw any more good money after bad, any bad money after good. This is over. I'm going to pay what I got to pay to get out of jail. And in 2 years, I'm going to start anew. But until then, I'm doing crap. My all in is all out. You can define it however you want.
My issue with this stance and this opinion,
yes, I'm feeling the zen. I do appreciate it.
Is that you are actually giving them too much credit.
I feel like I'm not giving them any. Like this is the easiest way to fall out of bed. Just roll over.
You are saying that there is some level of calculated methodology to all this, however mad, left-handed, zen-like it might be. That is not the truth. The truth is they are simply this bad. And actually, that is giving them too much credit. They are simply this lazy. They are simply this unwilling. They are simply this in over their heads. I mean, it would be like if you and I were given the keys to Wall Street. Hey, Rob and RJ, you get to run the NASDAQ today. Good luck. We'd be like, oh, we got this.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm buying low and selling high.
There is no plan. This is toddlers in the kitchen. This is, the Lord of the Flies. I mean, this is as unprepared as anybody in a professional setting can be.
But can't their ignorance be representative of the plan? I mean, they're doing it. They're not doing it well, but that's the reason they're in this reason, because they didn't get better well. And is it
if that were the case, Rob, then why wouldn't they have fired McCarthy? Why wouldn't they be traded? No, seriously.
No,
if they
I'm
were
with you
truly
there.
that focused on the future, why would people are killing the Raiders because they're not trading Devontae Adams, as an example, the star, by the way, of receiver. So they're killing the Raiders because they're saying you're on a different timeline than Devontae. Your project, your timeline for getting better does not include him where he's at. You should cash out, now and acquire some capital to be better in the future. And you can have the one-off season where you maybe put everything together. You kind of look at what Chicago's doing right now. Obviously, that has to work for the proof of concept to be there. But so they're not doing that. If you really want to do that, if you were so committed to the tank, to all whatever, then deal CD, then deal Micah. You can't deal Dak, obviously. So fine, you want to ride that out? Go ahead. Make life hell for him if you want. I don't care. But they're not doing things that are representative of caring more about the future than now. what they're doing is representative of the fact that they have no idea what they're doing at any point in time.
Well, I think they don't have any idea how to tank.
I don't know why you think that they're trying to tank. They're trying to be good. They just are so bad at it.
Oh, I don't think they're trying to be good.
No, and they think that they know better, and they might know better on some things. You're right. Tyron could not play. Maybe they know better. You're right. Maybe no free agents can help them. Maybe they know better. Think about it. We're now over a week into the legal tampering period. We've been able to tamper legally for 8 days now at this point in time. And the one external free agent signing they have was a deal that was brokered by a different team. They still haven't gotten a person in their building, sat across from them, had a back and forth, a ping and pong, and gotten them to sign on a dotted line. That has yet to happen.
And probably won't until June.
But you trust that it's all part of a bigger plan.
I think the idea is we suck again. And how we get out of the suckage doesn't matter. Just get me out. Just get me out. I will pay the price. I will do what I got to do. But at the same time, I'm still
is getting
Jerry.
out of the suckage.
He's not going to admit it, and he can't admit by action. But he knows what he's doing, and he can't in any way do anything that looks like he's tanking because he's got to keep the plate spinning. He's got to keep this Dallas Cowboy cash machine moving. And the only way he can do that is tell us he's all in, so we buy it. But I'm listening to what he's doing, not what he's saying.
I've let go of the all-in thing. The all-in was just a dude saying a random thing because he felt like it.
Do you really believe at the end of the day that's what happened? That he said it, and to this day they're regretting just the utterance of it.
Everybody is like, the moment he said that, everybody who knew the plan was like, oh, like, why did you do that? And he couldn't help himself. But there is no plan. Once again, the great philosopher Phoebe Buffet once said that she did not even have a PLA. They don't even have a PLA. That's where they're at. They have no plan. They have no idea. They have no understanding. They are truly toddlers behind the controls of an airplane, and you and I are strapped along for the ride.
I hope you brought your parachute. We'll continue talking. By the way, I finished up my Masters of the Air last night on Apple Plus. Chef's kiss. I'm of the age where World War II is really cool. So
you need to do a louder chef's kiss, like
I didn't want to.
There we go.
Come in there. Hey, coming back. Let's look around the NBA. The Spurs are busy. They are back home again, taking on the Mavericks. Let's see what they got to do to stop Luka. And we'll look at what Wemby has done and expectations for tonight. Will he be more or will he be less? We're talking about Spurs. And then around the corner, we're breaking brackets. We'll give you some upset choices and look all the way through number one. Is this a top-heavy tournament? Or are upsets coming? We'll look at it closely just after the 30. Hold on. We're coming back. This is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. BetUS.com, as we talk about the tourney, has been my book for a long time. And let me tell you, there is no better time to jump in on the mayhem that is March than right now. Tourney starts tonight, games all in on, and you want to get in on the play and play with some free money, now's the time to go to BetUS.com. You can call them right now at 1-800-MY-BET-US. And when you do, tell them, hey, I'm bringing some money, and they're going to match it up to 125%, and they'll do that on your first 3 deposits. Free money to play with 3 times. Then they're going to offer you some bettors insurance at 10%. That's there too. And if you're bringing crypto, they match even more. Go to BetUS.com for all the details or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BET-US. And what I love about BetUS, above and beyond the trust I have with them, above and beyond the ease of use at the site, above and beyond all that is they have casino action too. They got live sports, they got casino, they got all you're chasing for all of your fun. That's why I go to BetUS.com. They've been around for 30 years and they're going to the rim right now. Go with them. Go to 1-800-MY-BET-US. Go to BetUS.com. Sign up today. 125% 3 times. Gamblers Insurance. Crypto bonuses on top of that. And the trust that goes with the only book I endorse. That's BetUS.com. Go there today. Thank you later.
Time is running out. We're almost sold out. Are you playing at the Golf Club of Texas? Get on it with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Presented by Sierra Auto Group. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill on the corner of Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch, 10 minutes from Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
That doesn't sound good.
Paper shredder's jammed, but I think I fixed it.
Oh, well, try shredding these $50 bills then.
Seems like it's working.
Better try another $400.
Stop. Instead of using money, use regular paper. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the March Spring Sale, March 15th through the 25th, and get 35% off paints and stains with prices starting at $28.92. That means 35% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 35% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for music. Podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
March is National Nutrition Month. Metro Health invites you to go beyond the table to celebrate food and its role in health and wellness. Whether we eat around a dinner table, on the go, or at a restaurant, choosing what we eat is important. Stay nourished on any budget. Metro Health offers information and resources to help you and your family savor your health. For tips, recipes, and much more, visit sa.gov/health. Eat well, feel great.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket, just like our customer Jaron.
I'm the singer and guitarist in a band, and I use my Cricket phone for everything. It's basically like another band member.
Don't miss a single beat. Switch today and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial must bring your number to Cricket on up to a $60 a month voice plan depending on device. Select models only while supplies last. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See store for details.
Head over to Hulu this March, where our new shows and movies will keep you streaming all month long. Catch the acclaimed movie All of Us Strangers, starring Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott. Stream the new Hulu original limited series, We Were the Lucky Ones, with Joey King and Logan Lerman. And don't forget about Grey's Anatomy. Every Grey's episode ever is now streaming on Hulu. So, what are you waiting for? Go stream something new on Hulu.
Good morning, everybody. Coming up on the Blitz, we're going to talk some Cowboys football. Rico Dowdle is the running back for your Dallas Cowboys. Will they get another one? We're going to talk to Shireen Williams about that from Pro Football Talk coming up at 5:15. Plus, the Spurs back in action tonight. They're actually in the Frost Bank Center tonight, taking on the Dallas Mavericks.
Hey, RJ, clear something up. Is it a home win streak if the Spurs win tonight? Or is it, dude, I'm so confused. Explain it.
Yes, RJ, explain to Joe Reinagle, who will be sitting in the seat I am in just a couple of hours. Let's get going at 2 o'clock with Jason and Joe. Shireen will join today on football. We'll be talking Cowboys and the rest of the league. And the new normal Tuesday hijinks will be in play. And then on Thursday and Friday, the Blitz will be out and about. Be over on Days of Allah on Thursday for the tournament takeover, 2 to 7 live as the games are going. We'll be live with you. Come out and hang with us. All the things Twin Peaks Friday. We'll be doing the same thing this time over in Live Oak on the IKEA Way, the brand new Twin Peaks out there. Eats, drinks, and those spectacular scenic views. The Mavericks in town tonight, playing in the Frost, and yes, it will go down in the books as a win streak at home if they do in fact win. Though that's going to be a difficult call as Luka arrives tonight. I'm looking at my prize picks. If you haven't signed up, use the code name Alamo, and you'll get some free money to play with. The the more is 23.5 points. That's a no-brainer, right?
For Luka?
No, for Wemby.
Oh, for Wemby?
23.5.
What's Luka's?
Oh, I haven't looked at Luka's. I'm afraid of it. Kyrie's at 23.5 points. That seems like a no-brainer.
See, like that's how they get you, man.
Yeah, I know.
that. So what is Wemby's again? Tell me one more time.
23.5. He and Kyrie coming in even at the more or less at 23.5. I like the more on both.
How many times in his last, let's call it 6 games, do you think Wemby's hit the over on 23.5?
All of them.
3.
Only 3 of the 6, huh?
Yeah, against
the
Pacers.
Minutes. That's right. There was one where he hardly played.
And yeah, the Houston games in there, that kind of muddies things. But he had 13 points in the second game against Houston, the rematch. And he only had 17 points against the Nuggets.
Trey Jones, more or less 3.5 rebounds.
What was his assist number?
They're not playing with the assists.
Well, that's because they know
Let's
it's
see
a
what we
full
got
Aaron,
here.
because
Let's
they're
see
going to
what we
come in
got
like crazy.
With let's see where we are with
And Luka's going to go off.
I get the sense that, he's nearly at 30, and I think if he plays his cards right, he can come in for the end of the season with averaging a triple-double. He's only about a rebound and an assist away on the average. Devin coming in with 5 assists, more or less. Jeremy Sohan, 2.5 assists. Trey Jones, more or less at 7 assists.
Well, don't you owe him an apology, Rob? Now's your time. If you officially atone here, we'll let it go forever.
I think that might be on the lesser side.
I
hate to continue to come down on the negative side of Trey Jones, but tonight's going to be an interesting matchup. Pop talked about it the other day that Brooklyn and to some extent Denver, but not really, but more like Brooklyn. That's a team that's set up as a one-on-one basketball team. And the Spurs are not very good one-on-one defenders. They're a better team. That's Pop's dream. Great team defense. Tonight, same thing. You've got 2 of the best, if not the best, one-on-one offensive ballers in the league. And it's the most difficult matchup for the Spurs. I would
More
like
difficult than Jokic?
Well, Jokic is its own animal. But, Jokic, he's a team guy first. He's much, he'll drop a dime on you. That's a whole other thing. We're talking about Luka bringing the ball up, making the decision, running the offense. And when he sits down, then they bring in Kyrie. You'll notice they don't play a lot together. So the matchup's going to be interesting. And Trey's going to draw the Kyrie straw. It's just the matchup that's going to happen when we are in a man-to-man thing. I want to see Wemby out on Luka. Let's put him out in the washing machine a little bit. Put him in a little spin cycle. Put him out there with the best guy on offense in the league right now. See what 7-4 will do to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. Again, that's what this is for. I mean, at this point, we're just watching the grains of sand drip down the hourglass. You might as well enjoy it in the process. So we've got to know this. And what I don't want is I don't want to wait and see Wemby do this, do that in the Olympics and feel like, oh man, that would have been cool to see in a Spurs uniform. And we're going to have to wait until Pop says it's okay. So I absolutely, tonight needs to be Wemby, we're throwing you in. This is a deep end kind of game. Go be great.
On the other side, Brian Windhorst and the Hoop Collective sat down with Andrew Lopez, who is the ESPN embed reporter here in San Antonio. He was the guy that that ESPN sent to New Orleans when they drafted Zion. That didn't pan out. Though, have you seen skinny Zion lately? Lopez sat down with Windhorst talking about the situation that the Spurs find themselves. Coming back, we're going to hear from Wendy. He's going to talk about the fast forward button, how it needs to be hit, and are the Spurs prepared for this given their past history? We'll talk about that, and a bold statement, though it is true. While we are known for Friday night lights in football, we certainly love a Saturday afternoon down south. But Texas, baby, we're a basketball state. The numbers prove it. 11 teams in this state are in the basketball tourneys. No other state can say that. We're as good or better than anybody else, and it ain't football. Swallow it a little bit. We'll be right back talking hoops and more hoops. Hold on. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, March Madness is here. We finally get to see some basketball action. We're going to have some teams playing to see who's going to get beat the next round.
That's true. Plus, the Cowboys have a running back in the fold, Enrico Dowdle. We'll talk about it and what other moves the Cowboys could be making with Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk. She joined us at 5:15. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail. Who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year? Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online. Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Ulta Beauty's semi-annual beauty event is happening now. Unleash your love for beauty with 50% off daily beauty steals on hair, skin, makeup, and fragrance. Shop your favorite brands like Tarte and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, grab perfect hair care pairs from brands like Redken and Olaplex. And check out new arrivals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Dyson. Shop the Ulta Beauty semi-annual beauty event online, in-store, or try pickup today. Now through March 28th. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online. Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you.
For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Here's another remarkable success story from QC Kinetics. This one from Chad, who hurt his knee at the gym one day, and it just kept on hurting for months.
From my high school football and wrestling days, I already had a little bit of damage in there, but this just sent it over the edge.
Chad tried traditional treatments with no improvement when he turned to the non-surgical regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics.
It was really fascinating how they did their work, and the science behind it was very intriguing, and it works. Extracting the cure out of my own body blew my mind. It's like I'm brand new again. It was fantastic.
That's because the QC Kinetics natural biologic treatments use your body's own healing power to restore damaged tissue in your hips, shoulders, back, and knees, providing long-lasting relief.
Now I'm back at the gym. I'm 100% feeling great.
If you're tired of suffering with pain from arthritis or injury, call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
San Antonio's sports star. Wake up with the Morning Huddle.
Hey, gather round. It is the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio Sports Star. We are just the beginning of a full sporting day. Don't forget, Greeny's just around the corner. Romy's on a vine, and here comes the Blitz. Blitz will be live out Peaks on Thursday and Friday. De Zavala on Thursday. The newest location out there on the northeast side over by IKEA out there in Live Oak on Friday. 2 to 7, taking over, watching games, eating naps, partying, local brews. Big icy balls with your bourbon.
Do you want to hear something pretty interesting?
No.
There were some rumors about this swirling on the internet yesterday, but it has been confirmed.
What's that?
We've been giving A&M a lot of love. A lot of hopping time in College Station right now. You got a new AD. You got teams in both tournaments to beat the hell out of Nebraska kind of week in every sort of sense. But announced this morning, as of 20 minutes ago, George Strait is going to be performing at Kyle Field.
Yeah, I'd heard rumors about that the last couple of days. Yeah.
That's wild.
They're going to put 130,000 people in there.
That's crazy. That'd be cool to see.
Oh, I'll be there. I'm already making plans. There were rumors floating around this week. Well, no, it's been about a weekend and a half ago. A friend of mine that's kind of in that orbit called and said, "Hey, man, I'm hearing some crazy stuff." That
was it George?
And I was like, "No, you're kidding me." George told me he retired 3 times. No, it can't be George. He's
the
hung
last
him up.
one.
He's the Cowboy rides away. I was there. I saw it.
The sun set.
I paid money for my wife to go see Cowboy rides away in Texas Stadium. He didn't ride away.
How upset are there's somebody out there, right, that is like legitimately hates him now. That is just of the mindset, like, because that one time they were like, okay, you know what, this
Seriously,
is it.
This
You know,
time I'm done.
But like one person was like, let's do it. Let's go all out, right? Like it's the last one. You know, we gotta be there for the
I don't blame him. I get it. That's why whenever I hear this, it's kind of like the furniture sale. We're going out of business until, dang it, we restocked again. But this time we're done. No, and I like Aaron Donald. I fully expect him in about 6 months to go, you know what? I feel a little bit better. I feel a little bit loose. You know, I might be available to so if you want to come back and play, why not? And George Strait at Kyle Field. Come on. That's a pretty nice thought. Kyle Field, that's just one of the next steps is Aggies got them a brand new athletic director coming from Nebraska. Trev Alberts, the brand new AD there at Texas A&M, and he steps in to an A&M athletic program that is dominated by football headlines, though both the men's and women's teams are participating in the tournament. In fact, there are 11 teams in the two tourneys this year from the state of Texas. We garnered the most of any state with all the participants of those. And the number of high school athletes that are playing in the tournament across the country is ridiculous. There are 39 high school products playing on the 6 teams from the state of Texas, including, the Baylor kids. What's his name? Jacoby Walter out of McKinney. He's probably going to be a top 5 pick. Baylor is the only team in all of the NBA that has had a top 10 pick in the last 3 consecutive drafts, and they're going to do it 4. I said NBA, NCAA. Texas, while we're a football powerhouse, we're a basketball state.
You think so?
We are. 11 programs from the state of Texas are in the tournaments right now.
Wow.
We have a national champion within the last 3 years. Yes, we're a basketball state.
Wow. We're the new Indiana.
Very much so, I think. But it will never. But at least Indiana gives credit.
That's true.
Here it's only Friday night lights, but it does matter. Tournament kicking going this weekend, and it was an interesting hire, or not an interesting hire. Getting Trev Alberts, I think, was a great move from Texas A&M, and getting him in was great. Yesterday, he was introduced to the
howdy
to the Ags, and that's the first thing when you're new to Aggie land is okay. There's a couple things we got to tell you. Don't wear your hat in the MSC. Don't walk on the grass, and learn to say howdy.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much. If you get those 3 things right, we give you you learn the official handshake, and you're in the club.
Well, he also talked about Trev did the financial element of collegiate athletics and the world that we now live in, and I think it's important to highlight this comment from Joshua in the Brigade Bar. It says, how much money do you think the boosters paid for George Strait? Also, did the A&M boosters say they'd rather throw NIL money at George Strait than bringing in top players that don't get championships? Now, I understand the joke, Joshua, don't get me wrong. But if you don't think this is all for money, you're not seeing the forest through the trees, my friend. All right. Trev's walking in saying, and they're like, okay, here's your office. Oh, by the way, in June, the King's coming to town. So you want that extra, that extra wide receiver? We got you. You know what I mean?
Collective money might increase. There's a benefit.
That's what all the. You think it's a coincidence? This is all. This is if you're buying into Jerry Jones's conspiracy theories, this is a conspiracy theory.
It's not a conspiracy theory. We watched Deion last year with Colorado. How many dudes did he bring in for big game, spring game? There was, it was.
But that's what I'm saying.
And they all, I guarantee you, donated to some sort of collective. Every guy we saw on camera donated some kind of money. So if the Aggies are somehow pulling money out of the 12th man or into the 12th or some kind of collective from this thing, that is the modern world. And that you're right. That's why Trev Alberts is here, because their job now is primarily to wring that sponge with alternate revenue, not the money that was coming to the school. You're going to have to go find the other revenue to go to the players because we're not giving them any.
That's exactly what this is.
Right.
How do we generate other revenue? I don't know. Let's have literally everyone come watch George Strait at Kyle Field of all places. Guess what? We'll have all sorts of tables set up. Oh. You know what I mean? Outside. We're going to be taking donations left and right, baby. Man, this is going to be. This is just a collection. That's all this is. This is a big charity concert that George Strait's putting on for Aggie football.
When's the show scheduled? In the summer?
It is scheduled for June 15th.
Oh, mercy me! Looking forward
Parker
to that.
McCollum is part of this as well as Katie's as well.
So
as
this
Katie
is kind of a whole day affair thing. This is kind of a festival almost.
The thing that's I imagine the best selling point is the only Texas show. How much do you think that this? I mean, this again.
The good news is I hear tell that June in College Station is lovely. It's gonna be about 500
It's gonna be great for these starched jeans and cowboy shirts and hats. I guarantee you this thing's going to midnight and George is doing his own midnight yell. I guarantee you if there is going to be a panoramic photo of George Strait doing the war hymn at Kyle Field in the MSC before dawn the next day.
Hey, it's all part of the battle. And keep in mind, that's just a couple of months prior to the renewed celebration that is Aggie Longhorn football. And I guess the war begins in June as George Strait coming to Kyle Field. I want to switch real quick. I want to change direction real quick. This is something I have been fascinated listening to all morning long. It broke yesterday. Brian Windhorst, I always call him the lamprey to LeBron James, but there's better terms for it. But he has made his career finding that player and following him along. The reason I bring that up is Andrew Lopez joined Wendy as they talked about Wemby on the Hoop Collective. And Wemby has, as part of the discussion, played extraordinarily well. Wendy was reflecting. See how I'm going Wendy and Wemby back and forth? It's really fun. Brian Windhorst reflected on where Wemby is right now and what the Spurs are probably going to have to do to catch up with the quicker advance of Wemby's skills than what was expected.
Right now, if you were to bring all the general managers into a room and say, what's the best way to do a rebuild? They would say Oklahoma City. And that is essentially kind of the model that the Spurs haven't announced this, but the Spurs aren't going to rebuild through free agency. They're not going to, be able to count on, getting a player in this draft where they're going to very likely have a top 4 pick. There's not going to be a player in this draft, at least as we look at it right now, that like, oh my gosh, they're going to draft a number 2. Maybe they do get lucky that way, but you can't say that. Basis of Oklahoma City's rebuild was trading Paul George. And that's how they got their franchise superstar. Now, it does look like the Spurs have their franchise superstar, but I'm not sure that there is a asset on this team that is going to be able to get necessarily a ready-made number 2. Now, you may debate me on that because of their picks, but I don't know how valuable their picks are going to be, and they have not shown a willingness to really trade their picks.
That's Brian Windhorst on the Hoop Collective, talking with Andrew Lopez, the Spurs ESPN report. This is a team that is, despite the fact that they only have 15 wins, is actually ahead of schedule as far as where Wemby is. This is a guy that's better than we thought he was going to be, and we thought he was going to be good. So the fast forward button probably needs to be pushed. But when you fast forward, how are you fast forwarding? Is it through vets immediately? We know that this draft ain't good, but next year's draft, the following draft, the 25 draft, has at least 3 franchise-changing players, and might be more than that as they, age out, go through puberty, as it were, and get ready for the NBA draft. But there are 3 guys that it looks like Cooper Flagg leading the role there. That could be gettable, or at the very least, the access to the draft pick that could get Cooper Flagg might be valuable.
The access to the draft that could potentially maybe be gettable.
That's
how many qualifiers
that's the move you make. When I talk about that, you go, that's the pick you trade when you have access to the possibility. That's not what I'm chasing for the Spurs. We don't need access. We need it. We need to get it now.
I don't want to, pick apart your words, but the only thing you said that I disagree with is hitting the fast forward button. Mm-hmm. Because hitting the fast forward implies that that's not your normal pace, right? Like you're fast forwarding to return to.
Do you think the Spurs pace is fast forward?
No.
All right, so I'm saying hit it. Let's do it.
No, but I mean, like the fast forward has to become your new pace. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not like holding the fast forward button down and then letting go, and now you're back to the same pace you were at. You simply have to change your pace now. You cannot be moving at this pace throughout the Wemby era. It can't happen ever again. You can't just have a fast-forwarded offseason and then return to this. You have to move quickly. You have to get the most. We're talking about a player that should yield multiple titles. And if he doesn't, then it's a failure on your part. You're the people who are pulling the strings here. And if you waste more time in the process of it all, then we're going to be looking back and we're going to be really upset about how, he's a would-be, he's a could-be, he's a should-have been. And nobody wants that, Wemby included, obviously.
Well, the Spurs are in a unique position and one that they're really not comfortable with, it appears.
The thing about the Spurs is they are sort of viewed as sort of the repository of all the wisdom in the NBA. Like for 15 or 17 years now, these teams are constantly hiring away their executives, hiring away their assistant coaches. to try to replicate what they have. They go back to the Oracle, R.C. Buford, their team president, whenever they get into a prickly position. He's sort of the arbiter of wisdom and intelligence, and all that's fair and true. But respectfully, the Spurs are in a position they've never been in before. And that position is to how to build this team around Victor. And I think it's going to be hard. As hard as it is to build anything, obviously it's hard to build any team from nothing. I mean, you don't get the number one pick by being good. And they're obviously still terrible. And they didn't think they were going to be this bad.
Brian Windhorst yesterday on the Hoop Collective. No, they did not think they were going to be this bad. And at the same time, the team didn't measure up, but Wemby has. And it is a unique position for them because they are going to have to make moves. They can't be reactive. They're going to have to go do something. Do we trust the organization as it sits? Because he said it. I mean, RC's still in the building, or at least in the company. He is the Oracle. But this is a franchise that does not wheel and deal. This is a franchise that does not make big trades. And they're going to have to.
It's hard to say I don't trust, because they've never been in a situation like this, or they've had to, right? They've always been resting on your laurels has such a negative connotation, but they've always been in a really luxurious position for the most part, obviously in modern times, to where they didn't have to do this, where they could just, kind of maintain status quo. So it's not that I don't trust them. It's just that we've never seen it. I mean, we've literally never seen them have to do this. So it is a little bit of, we need some proof of concept here, because you could argue that they should have done so right away, but maybe in the deep recesses of their minds, they thought, well, what if he stinks? Like, it's possible that he could stink, and all this hype is for nothing. And we want to make sure we want to be slow about that particular part of this overall pace. And I don't think that that's unfair. Would it have been nice to have seen them do something at the deadline? Obviously, but now you have enough of a foundation laid that you're in a position that, as everybody knows, you've never been in before, and you have to act on it. You have to. You can't treat this the way you've treated things in the past. You don't have the luxury that you did before.
And as they head into a game tonight against a very hot team, I think it's going to be magnified exactly where the Spurs are suffering a little bit. Joker leads them in scoring and rebounding, and he's a half a point and a half a rebound away a half a rebound, half an assist away, basically, from averaging a triple-double this season, and probably could turn that around, and I expect that to go on again. They're coming off a really good win against a Denver Nugget team that's first in the West. Kyrie's starting to feel it. He's had a nice little run over the last couple of days. When the Spurs win, they do so by sharing the ball, and we're not talking 20 assists, which the record we're going to extend, but we're talking 35 to 40 assists is when we're seeing the Spurs really moving the ball around. And that is kind of fostered when Wemby's on what we saw the other night, though the three wasn't falling. Tonight, I think the responsibility on Wemby is going to be not so much offensive, but defensive. And it's not going to be around the paint. It's going to be on the edges. I'm going to be very interested to see how the Spurs defense these two different dudes who don't really play that much together. And when they do play together, how are they going to defend them man to man? Because that is their weakest point. This is going to be a tough one tonight. I'm not sure just the rivalry is going to be enough. They're going to have a little extra. Somebody's going to have to show up that we don't expect.
The Spurs Twitter campaign for Wemby to win Defensive Player of the Year has cooled a little bit. I mean, and look, I understand that the basic levels of the logic you and others have held still exists, but tonight's that night, right? Tonight's that night, like, I don't know if there's anything that Wemby can do offensively that would wow us, right? I mean, we've kind of been wowed in different respects already, in a number of different ways. There was a comment in the Brigade Bar earlier about getting the chancla ready for the Wemby. You know what I'm saying? Remember, we're going to be throwing some foam chanclas out there. But tonight, the most impressive thing that Wemby could do, to your point, is limit Luka and Kyrie. This is a game-long battle. You're not going to get a moment to breathe. You're not going to get a moment to rest. You're going to have to be hustling and bustling every minute of this game tonight. And if you do, I mean, if you hold on for a ride that isn't a losing effort, but you somehow stifle and mitigate them, then all right, then, we're impressed in a different way. It's hard for Wemby to find new ways to shock and awe us, but I think that would be, something that he potentially could accomplish tonight.
The news is telling us that the Upwards of $15.5 billion are going to be wagered on the NCAA tournament. Looking
half of that's you.
Well, you look at the Spurs. We got let's see here. Malachi Brenham, Ohio State. Nope. Julian Champagny, St. John's. Nope. Zach Collins, Gonzaga has picked an upset. Sorry, Providence with David Duke, who's not even around, but he's not there. Kansas and Devontae Graham. Looks like they're going to have a rough early outing. Kentucky with Keldon. Trey with Duke. Sandru Mamukelashvili, which that doesn't just roll off the tongue. Did you know he was the Big East Player of the Year when he was at Seton Hall? Yes, sir. So the Big East represented there as well. Jeremy Sohan, Baylor. Couple Florida State kids. Blake Wesley, Notre Dame, not there, but thanks for playing, Domers. Wonder what internally. I think the odds-on champion there, I think Keldon Johnson's probably going to have the team that progresses the furthest. Maybe Trey has something to say with Duke going against it.
Potentially. But we didn't pick our second round. I guess we have to do that tomorrow.
No, we're going to do that tomorrow. We're just beginning. We do have play-in games tonight to address.
We did pick those.
And those were Howard and Wagner, correct?
Right. I believe we took Howard.
Well, I took Wagner. I call it Wagner. It's Wagner, if that. Although Howard is not bad. They have one dude that can play, but Wagner, I just feel like they got it. And the other game is that Virginia, Colorado State.
Correct.
And Virginia, the Wahoos offering a defense. Colorado State might upset those guys, though. I am taking Tony Bidett and the pack line defense.
It's amazing how far anybody can fall so fast. When you're on top of the world, you think everything's going to be great. Yes, the Cavaliers, not too long ago, it's their world. We're all just living in it. And now, welcome to the first four.
Well, welcome to the first four. Keep in mind, they were out in the first round, they were national champions, and then out in the first round.
No, it was the other way around. Before. Yeah, they were UMB seed the year before, and then they won the national championship, which is kind of the best way to respond to getting UMB seed.
And so it begins. The tournament begins in earnest tonight, and it rolls all the way through. Quick reminder, as we run out of time, we have but one team available for our tournament, which we will be playing next Monday, the next Monday we see, Club of Texas. I'm getting all of our stuff in front of us. Literally, there's a room for one team, and that was yesterday. I haven't gotten the update. We have all of the individuals we can take. We landed at an even round 8, and so we stopped it there. So the next and last team will be the last one to sign up and play with us next Monday. Remember, we're out at the Golf Club of Texas. It's we want to thank Ansira. Also a flight by Yingling. We're going to have the post party out over there at the 90 Proof Bar right around the corner from Golf Club of Texas. It is a blast. We do want to see you. All the stuff is coming together. So this is really your last chance to do it. And as we're talking about fun things that are around the bend, go to Vegas with the Blitz. While they're playing golf on Monday, they will be jetting off to Las Vegas to celebrate and have fun at the Sweet 16 at the Circa Hotel and Resort downtown Vegas, right there off of Fremont. You want to go? We got a discount for you. Go to sasportstar.com. Use the term, the code MANIX20 once you go log into the La Circa website, and that'll get you 20% off. They're going to be out there doing the Sweet 16. Greg Maddox is going to be at the book throwing out the first pitch. It is the ultimate March Hoops experience. Hey, let's represent well, San Antonio. Go to the fabulous downtown Circa. RJ, any parting words for those that are headed into a busy Tuesday?
That I hope that whatever anybody and everybody eats for lunch is life-changing.
Change your life. Fill out a bracket. We'll see you again tomorrow. Huddle up against it.
This is Jim Rome.